Relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Six o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Friday, May 2nd. Our top story, new information on a Florida arrest with a Wisconsin shooting connection.
I'm Erik Bilstad, stealing from the church.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We are looking pretty good. We do have some delays on southbound 41 coming in from just south of Main Street all the way to Good Hope Road. There was an accident there at Good Hope that was blocking a lane. They got rid of that, but the delays are still there and they're working themselves out. Otherwise, everything looks good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy skies today with a slight chance of showers in your Storm Team forecast with a high of 52 degrees. Mostly cloudy, slight chance of showers overnight. Tonight's low down to 39. Right now, Milwaukee at 43. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a new reaction to an arrest in Florida that's connected to the shooter at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison at the end of last year.
Deputies in Palm Beach County, Florida, arrested a 22-year-old man this week who investigators say had contact with Natalie Rupp now for months. Damian Allen is accused of posing as a sheriff's deputy and threatening to carry out a mass shooting. Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw.
There's no doubt in my mind they have stopped a mass shooting.
Investigators found an arsenal of weapons inside Allen's home, disturbing online messages, and a closet full of law enforcement uniforms.
This guy was ready to go, had all the equipment, had the propensity to do it. It's just a matter of what day was going to set him off to go do it.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Detectives say Allen's exchanges with Rupp now detailed his guns, shared tactical plans, and said he was targeting 7 locations.
Kohl's is once again searching for a new CEO after their prior leader was fired over a conflict of interest with a vendor who is also a romantic partner.
They knew each other from when they both worked at Walmart several years ago.
Ashley Buchanan was just 4 months on the job as CEO of Kohl's and was looking at a compensation package worth more than $20 million. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporter Tom Dinkins says word about an ethics report caught everyone by surprise.
It was disclosed to the SEC with a filing that was made. That's how we found out about it.
The company employs 4,000 people just in our area. Interim board chair Michael Bender will serve as a replacement until the top spot is filled once again. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
A former employee at a church in Fox Point now charged with stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the church over several years. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
Vince, a criminal complaint revealing Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. The church first tipped off to an issue when leaders discovered a credit card balance of over $20,000 on a card that normally doesn't carry a balance. White eventually admitting to investigators she took around $35,000 dating back to 2017. The church says no other employees or any church members were involved. Now, despite admitting to the theft to investigators, White has entered a not guilty plea in court. She faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted of 3 felony charges.
Enacting a plan to take on lead dust at MPS.
The new lead action plan offers options beyond remediation. Interim Chief School Administration Officer Michael Harris.
Our next steps and long-term vision is to complete stabilization efforts in schools built before 1950 by the end of summer break.
MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casellia says while cleanup is the top priority, MPS needs to consider rebuilding schools.
85 years of a building is just too much, and we are wasting money continuing to try to remediate lead paint.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
The vice president now speaking up about the latest shakeup within the Trump administration.
In an interview on Fox News, Vice President J.D. Vance pushed back on Signalgate playing a role in Mike Waltz being out as national security advisor.
I think the media wants to frame this as a firing.
He says it wasn't, just the president moving Waltz from one position to another because he thinks he'd serve better as UN ambassador.
What he thinks is that Mike Waltz is going to better serve the administration, most importantly the American people in that role, and I happen to agree with him.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Wisconsin is among roughly half of the U.S. states filing a lawsuit over funding cuts to AmeriCorps.
Wisconsin is one of 24 states suing the Trump administration and the Department of Government Efficiency over an end to grant funding for volunteer services programs. AmeriCorps' programs in Wisconsin include tutoring, conservation, library services, and support for homeless youth. In Milwaukee, the cuts have led to the termination of the Milwaukee Justice Center's Courthouse Navigator program, which assisted visitors by providing directions and information within the courthouse. The cuts could end services at over 300 sites across the state. Elizabeth Linton, WTMJ News.
Coming up, running out of time to get real. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Get 0% financing for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When having new Pella windows and doors installed at your home, you get the full Pella experience. That means we're with you from start to finish. Our team doesn't disappear after the work is done. Just like with Vinny, your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
This is a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
With customizations driving limitless possibilities, our Pella experts truly listen to your vision, just as we did with Nicole.
I felt like they really listened to us. There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, offer some suggestions, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait any longer, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's technology that's been around for a long time, but it's the best in the business, and Guthrie and Fry will get it to you. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice, and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Bernhardt.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Cubs in town tonight after the Brewers stumble. The final game of this long road trip. We'll do it in sports at 6:15.
From a freeway to new Milwaukee neighborhoods, UW Milwaukee architecture students have the first concept plans now for a future without I-794.
Dulce Carreno envisions a district centered around the public market.
I wanted to create like a market incubator system with like street vendors, food trucks, and restaurants. Create like a market district where they could grow at the site.
Shane O'Neill outlines Festival Landing.
Creating a hotel, a new location for the Children's Museum, and all these new residential units, possibly a new school.
Another concept has a mascot. The third word sculpture, Rusty the Mastodon, as a face for Mastodon Yards. At the 3rd Street Market Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And a reminder, too, that all this talk about 794 coming down, that would not include the Hone Bridge. The Hone Bridge is not going anywhere.
Real ID, the deadline for it has been extended at least 5 times since 2008. And yet with the latest deadline of May 7th approaching, many Americans are trying to get around it now.
The looming Real ID deadline is backing up local DMVs in parts of the country, including Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Tony Womack says people look exhausted.
They told me come back at 7 in the morning.
Fort Bragg soldier Michael Etheridge spent 8 hours waiting.
Then they give you like a number to come back, but once you do that, but their system went down today, so it was backed up.
Some local officials calling for yet another extension. The local deadline was supposed to be nearly 17 years ago. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:09.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Hey, WDTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
You are the cream to fill my cream bar.
I hope they like each other.
Boat race.
The sun and the moon and the earth have become one, and so have we.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:10.
All right, looking pretty good. It is a typical Friday morning. Light volume, full freeway speeds across the whole area, so everything's looking good. That's your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast for today, a high of 52 degrees. Not real nice. Mostly cloudy and a slight chance of showers, too. For the weekend, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers tonight and then into Saturday. That slight chance of showers lingers into the early morning hours. And then sunshine in the afternoon. High of just 49 at the lake, 56 inland. Sunday looks nicer, although we still will see increasing clouds with a slight chance of a shower late. High of 63 degrees, a few degrees cooler near the lake. Right now, 43 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Just about 6:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. This Friday morning, we've had a lot of boat talk on the program of late. We've got the beached boat. With the Great Lakes cruising season, we welcomed our first big cruise ship to Port Milwaukee this week.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Happening right now. In fact, the Lake Express Ferry is on her first of the season passenger trip from Milwaukee to Muskegon, Michigan. As we speak, the 6 a.m. ferry has just shoved off, leaving Milwaukee's shoreline behind her, and we are going to take you on board live. Aaron Schultz is Senior VP at Lake Express, and he's on the line with us this morning. Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
So it works. All right. We're talking to a guy who's on a boat just offshore. Only minutes into this 2.5-hour voyage. So where are you? You can still see Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, we're just a couple miles off the shore, and I'm looking back at the Milwaukee skyline and the sunrise ahead of us, and we're out there in mostly still seas here. So it looks like it's going to be a real good day for us.
How's the beautiful lake looking today?
It's really great. I think there's a little bit of drama. There's some a little bit of sun peeking through. So we've got the gray and the rain, but we've got the sun shining ahead of us.
Aaron Schultz is with us. He's Senior VP at Lake Express, and they're on their first voyage of the year. How full are these early trips, Aaron?
Today's is about half full, but we'll fill up a little bit more in the afternoon. It's early, but it's always encouraging to see a real full parking lot on the opening day, especially as early as 6 a.m.
So in the spring season here, you've got, 2 round trips daily, and then when do you start ramping up and adding more?
In June, we'll add some night trips, but right now we have a 6 a.m. and a 12:30 that gets you away from Milwaukee and on your way to West Michigan. We'll get across Lake Michigan, 78 miles in 2.5 hours.
Aaron Schultz is with us. He's with Lake Express, and they're on their first voyage of this. Are you near the bridge, Aaron? Like, is the captain available?
I have the captain here. I think he's working on some checks here. So, but I'm sitting next to him.
Can you have him shout something at us,
or honk the horn?
Oh yeah, can you ask him to fire up the horn?
Maybe I can get him to make a horn sound. But yeah, I think we're a little occupied.
Oh, so there are things going on.
Oh man!
I guess he's captaining the vessel.
Don't you just push it straight west or straight east?
Going on. So, yeah, we're everything's going well. I think we're looking forward to the season, and got a lot of people that are eager to avoid Chicago traffic and get over to West Michigan. So it's a good start to what we think is going to be a really good season.
Well, I hope it's a safe travel across and back. Aaron Schultz with us from Lake Express this morning. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Check all those instruments twice.
I have a horn. I have the Lake Express horn in my library, Eric. Do you want me to fire it one time?
It's not the same.
I wanted one in nature. Something was going on. I guess you do have to pilot the vessel.
Is there one boat out there in front of them? They got to make sure they maneuver around? There it is. Thank you. That's nice.
Public service, courage, bravery, sacrifice. These are terms used to describe those who work in public safety who go above and beyond each and every day of their lives. If you have a police officer, dispatcher, fire professional, or an emergency nurse who impacted your life, in May we'll honor the best examples of paying it forward, sharing the tremendous stories of these local heroes. Nominate your local hero at WTMJ.com. Click on the Salute to Service banner at the top, or by texting SALUTE to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank.
You got to get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here for Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattresses with a timely message. Built Right's Buy Local, Love Your Home Sale, and $1 Million Clearance Sell-Off ends Saturday. So if you're looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, you do what my family did. We went to Built Right. We've got new living room furniture. My son's sleeping on a new mattress from Built Right. And most importantly, we really enjoyed that shopping experience. This is a 4-generation-long business, 97 years strong, celebrating 19 years in that location in Greenfield. 3rd and 4th generation family members are there in the store. They work alongside their amazing team. You got summer guests coming. You want it right now. They have thousands of items in stock. Or you can always custom order at a low sale price. USA-made small scale, Ohio Amish-made, and real solid wood furniture. 60 models of USA-made mattresses in store. Voted best place to shop Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers and Cubs tonight, back home in Milwaukee. Been a long road trip that ended ugly in Chicago. Yeah, White Sox beat the Crew 8-0. This game could have been very different. First inning. It's kind of a rainy day, and the White Sox are terrible, and they know they're terrible. They're looking to scrape one out in this 3-game series against the Brewers, right? And they find themselves, the White Sox do, in the first inning with the bases loaded. And Rhys Hoskins is up to bat, and he puts a charge into one.
Burke comes set to pitch. And a fly ball to center. Robert going back on it. Still going back at the track, at the wall. Robert pulled it back. Luis Robert Jr. just pulled one back. Hoskins looked like maybe he had just hit a grand slam. Was it going to get out? It sure was. Wow, what a swing of events that was.
Luis Robert Jr. arrested after the game on charges of home run theft.
Yes. It was a can of corn.
Right.
He did it so casually.
He really did. And that ball was out. It was well over the line and would have been a grand slam. Brewers would have been up 4-0. And then if you're the White Sox, you're like, well, same old with us, And you mope your way around and then you lose. But instead, you know what the Brewers did after that? Nothing.
That was it.
Yeah. So forgettable game to end a tough roadie. Brewers and Cubs at American Family Field tonight. It's a 7:10 first pitch.
Hey, so it was 10 years ago that the Wisconsin Badger basketball team made it to the Final Four, made it to the championship game, and lost to Duke. And there's so many fascinating characters on that team. There's so many fascinating elements to it. Our buddy Ben Brust over at ESPN Milwaukee is hosting and moderating a reunion of sorts in Madison next month. And one of the stories I'm sure they'll tell is the one that Sam Decker told us here on WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News with Ben about what it was like winning that second game to get to the Final Four.
In year 2, the second time around, it was much more kind of business as usual.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more like we did a full celebration the first year. That the second year we were like, all right, there's still 2 more games if we want to win this whole thing. So it was way more, I think, subdued in a way. I think we kind of sat and watched Kentucky, Notre Dame, I want to say, and kind of were like, all right, this is who we got, and got on the plane, went back to Madison, and
although you didn't party, you saw the party after you beat Kentucky, and I was obviously overseas, but it looked like a hell of a time for any Badger that was in the hotel in Indianapolis.
It was actually kind of wild, and they were just like waiting for us every time we would open the door. And I remember I like had to sneak and get us like pizza and beers like to have post game. I remember me and Shoei were like, this is insane. We still have a game on Monday.
Yeah, just going nuts when they beat Kentucky and Indy. So it's in June at the Orpheum in Madison. We do have a text link to it if you want to see when they have this big event where Big Frank will be there. It'll be awesome. So text the word Badger to the 855-616-1620 Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talking text line. Badger. We'll send you a link if you have any interest in seeing Ben host all those guys.
Milwaukee Admirals try to even the series tomorrow night, drop the opener in their playoff run, a heartbreaker, 3-2, an overtime loss to the Ice Hogs of Rockford. They go at it again tomorrow night at UWM Panther Arena. Puck drops at 6 o'clock.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory-warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Perfect time to do the work that starts paying you back from day one. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. 3 certified energy auditors are on staff there. These guys come out, they visit your home and find where you're losing that heat and AC cooling, and then help you qualify for rebates to make your home insulation project more affordable. They'll do all the work for you. You don't have to go on the internet searching around for, well, how do I get this discount or that? They work with you on your project. Did you know a well-insulated home not only provides year-round comfort, but also when your furnace and when your air conditioner don't have to work so hard? You keep your home at the preferred temperature, guess what? They're going to last longer, too. So you're saving money all over the place. You get started now. Contact Jeff and his team at USA Insulation. Tell them Vinny sent you. USAinsulation.net.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Sarah, how are you going to do a raised vegetable garden on this tiny condo balcony?
Grab that Craftsman drill and let's hang that trellis on the ceiling.
We've got the value you need to do things your way, like women's Alfred Dunner styles. Half price, $1 off select KT birdseed cakes. Plus, find value on live plants in our outdoor garden centers, now open.
Upside down tomatoes, here we come.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
622, how's the drive, Deb?
Pretty quiet right now, Vince. No major issues around the area, no incidents, and volume is relatively light. Starting to build, but it's still rolling along pretty well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. You can tune into today's Brewers pregame for the Big Fish roof update. For today, cloudy. There is a slight chance for rain, a high of 52. Tonight, cloudy, still a slight chance for showers, a low of 39. Saturday, slight chance for rain early on, otherwise some sun in the afternoon. 56 inland is your high. Sunday, same thing, slight chance for rain late and a high of 63 inland. At 6:23, it's 43 degrees.
At 6:23 on this Friday morning, I honestly had no intentions, of doing another boat story today. I feel like we all needed a break. However, I don't get to decide what happens in the universe.
Right.
For 2 reasons, we have to do it. One, there's new information this morning on how the attempt to remove the beached boat on Milwaukee's lakefront may affect a lot of drivers in the area. It's also indicative, I think, of how they're going to try to get this thing out. And 2, per Erik's rule that was declared right here on this program yesterday, I talked with the mayor last night. I hate to have to ask you this, mostly because I'm exhausted of the story. The boat? But what's going on with the boat?
I knew you were going to ask me about the boat.
Yeah, well.
He called it the boat.
The boat. I ran into the mayor at the launch event for the Milwaukee World Festival season. He was there, and Erik said on the program, and you're right, look, until this thing is gone, anytime any reporter is at something, a ribbon cutting, a groundbreaking, a festival launch, for example, you got to get these guys on the boat. Yep. When is it leaving? What is happening?
County executive also, not just the mayor.
So I did. More from the mayor in a moment. But first, what we know about Milwaukee County's attempt now to get the boat named Deep Thought off the beach. The Parks Department released this traffic bulletin. They are planning to shut down Lincoln Memorial Drive on Tuesday between Lafayette and Water Tower Road.
So why would they be shutting down Lincoln Memorial.
Yes. So that tells me that maybe this new group, and it's a different operation now, Jerry's out. So the new operation might try to drag this thing up onto land. That or they got a lot more equipment than we were counting on.
All right.
So either way, they're shutting down Lincoln Memorial Drive Tuesday morning to make another go of it. That's the county. Now, the mayor, of course, runs the city. Remember, he thought this thing would be gone a week ago.
Well, I believe it was a week ago. I made an announcement of an anonymous donor that came in, really wanted to get rid of this nuisance, this public nuisance that's washed up on the beach here. Look, I'm agnostic about how it gets, cleared out. I just want the thing to be cleared out. That's it. So my role was to connect the dots. There was a problem, a public nuisance. Somebody stepped up and said, hey, Mayor, I want to help. And I connected the two. So hopefully at some point we're able to get the thing moved out and gone, which is, my priority. And I'd like it to not have to cost taxpayers at all, too.
Okay, so you remember Jerry's Silo Marina didn't get the job done. They went at it a few times. The salvage operators did recover a bunch of stuff from the boat.
Yeah, they have a giant trailer full of garbage.
So they got it cleaned out, but couldn't get it out. In fact, one of their barges actually ended up beached as well. So Jerry's out. Seems like the city is out, too, at this point.
The county seems to be stepping up and sort of taking ownership of the next step of removal. Are you in contact with County Executive Crowley?
We did touch base about the anonymous donor that was coming in to help out with the removal, which unfortunately hasn't happened at this point right now. We haven't talked about what the county is going to do, but I wish them well. I'm agnostic about how it happens. I just want the thing gone.
So if they manage to pull this thing out Tuesday, is it going to end up somewhere? Allegedly, another anonymous donor has now stepped up to continue funding the salvage operation.
Who are these donors?
I don't know, but it begs the question, is one of these donors or more of them perhaps interested in retaining the boat somehow? Do they have other plans for it? Could the boat potentially end up somewhere? Here's the mayor on that.
Can we put it, so the suggestion was made, I think by Jerry at the salvage place, that the art museum had reached out to him as interest. The art museum was quick to point out to us that didn't come from us. But is there a home somewhere not on the beach for this boat?
Yeah, I think there is a home for it. It's in the trash. So we'll eventually get there.
So he's out.
So he's done with
no
it.
interest in it ending up at
It has
some
changed.
location.
It's turned from campy fun to now a symbol of incompetence. Really, in a matter of what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was kind
Or
of
a
fun
month?
for a little bit. People are coming to see it, whatever. It might end up somewhere, and now it's just like, why can't we get it out? So I had like 6 more questions, but they were literally starting the music for the event at which the mayor is speaking. So
Right.
like, all right, I'm like, all right, I got my few in.
Yeah, I think there is a home for it. It's in the trash.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 83 points on Thursday to 40,753. The NASDAQ closed at 17,711. That was up 1.5%. And the S&P 500 up over 0.5% as well to 5604. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handled all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
At 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, May 2nd, our top story, an alleged theft at a Fox Point church.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The Waukesha County exec is back.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We are seeing a little bit of a delay northbound 41 right past Mayfair Road. Southbound slowing down just a little bit south of Silver Spring down towards Hampton. Otherwise, looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy skies today with a slight chance of showers and a high of 52 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of showers continues. Low down to 39.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Secretary of State Marco Rubio now taking on the role of National Security Advisor. In addition to Secretary of State, he will be nominated to be U.S. Ambassador to the UN. That's Mike Waltz, actually. ABC's Mary Bruce says Waltz is the one who mistakenly added a reporter to a group text over the messaging app Signal, detailing plans for a U.S. military strike in Yemen.
Waltz's new role as UN ambassador is far from a done deal. He still has to be confirmed by the Senate. It means he will now face a hearing where questions about that Signal chat are sure to come up. It sets up a messy fight and will keep this embarrassing incident in the spotlight even more.
A loophole that had exempted tariffs on inexpensive goods, those less than $800, has been closed as of this morning. Detailed Army plans for a military parade on President Trump's birthday call for more than 6,000 soldiers, 50 helicopters, 7 bands. The document presents the Army's most recent blueprint for its 250th birthday. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a former employee at a Fox Point church now charged, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the church over several years. Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. Criminal complaint notes White eventually admitted to investigators that she took around $35,000 dating back to 2017. Church says no other employees or any church members were involved. White entered a not guilty plea in court Thursday.
An update on the Amber Alert out of Dodge County that we've been following for the last several months. Man from Arkansas accused of abducting a pregnant Beaver Dam teenager is now headed to trial. Gary Day is 40 years old. He was extradited from Nebraska after he was found with the now 17-year-old girl, Sophia Franklin, at a truck stop in Omaha. They'd been missing since early February. Of course, we had those Amber Alerts in place. Day is believed to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. He will be back in court in June.
Bigger job than perhaps you thought, taking on lead dust in Milwaukee Public Schools. The interim chief school administration officer, Michael Harris, says it's more than just lead remediation.
We need to conduct lead stabilization using certified personnel. Again, that could be some internal and external supports to help us with this work. We also know that we need to isolate work areas during renovation.
Starnes Early Childhood Center and La Follette School remain closed while they're cleaning up lead. Brown Street School and Westside Academy due to close in the next few weeks.
Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow is back at work as he continues to recuperate from major cancer surgery.
Overall, feeling really good. Strength is slowly coming back. It has been great to be able to hear from people and talk to people and kind of get back into life.
6 weeks ago, Paul Farrow had abdominal surgery for stage 4 cancer. His doctors told him to recover at home for 10 to 12 weeks. He's not that patient.
I lasted 5.5. The energy I get from my team at the county helps me a lot.
Farrow and his team are currently working on the 2026 budget. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
A sign of the season in Shorewood today.
As long as the weather cooperates, Estabrook Beer Garden will open for the season this evening. Milwaukee County's 13 permanent and traveling beer gardens are big revenue generators every warm season. In 2024, they brought in just over $3 million, a big leap forward from 2012, when Estabrook was the county's only operating beer garden and made $82,000 in revenue. Tonight's opening ceremony begins at 6, with Milwaukee County dignitaries on hand for the inaugural keg tapping. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:34. Coming up, the chimney is installed.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season. Always at the best prices, guaranteed.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:36.
Cubs come to town for the first time this season. Sports coming up at 6:45.
It's a sign of the times, you could say, in the Vatican.
It's fantastic. It's really historical, isn't it?
Yes, they are now installing the chimney. Of course, the conclave to select a new pope will begin next week. Workers have been out on the roof of the Sistine Chapel installing the chimney that will give the first sign of the new pope. When the Cardinals begin voting next week, black smoke from the chimney, when those ballots are burned, will indicate that no pope has been elected. Of course, it's white smoke when they have selected a new pontiff.
Amazing. I'm having a great time in Rome, and I love this country. I love Italy. I'm Italian myself. I don't speak Italian, but yeah. And it is really, really amazing.
It's fantastic. It's really historical, isn't it?
Got to admit, I always thought the chimney was just kind of there.
I'm
right?
with you on that. Would think
down?
people would come by and be like, "Oh, that's the chimney where the smoke comes out."
You can imagine it when you think of it, right? It's like that tiny tube, and it's got like the little top hat.
Looks like something from like one of those old-timey wood-burning stoves.
Right.
Right?
So Conclave, the movie, would indicate they actually like press a button with a dye that helps get the color right.
Well, you don't want it to be uncertain, right? Is that smoke white?
Is it grayish white?
Grayish? What does that mean? 6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. New month, new deal. No better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because here's what you get. Up to 6 years of 0% interest on your financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months and the full Pella experience. That's part of the package. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. You set up your free in-home consultation today. You don't have to commit to anything. Just get them in the house. Start that conversation. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, the sizes, the customizations that you may need to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, right? But the Pella design team is there to guide you. They'll narrow those options down for you to help create that dream upgrade. Hurry, get 0% interest on your financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions do apply. This deal ends May 31st. Visit PellaWI.com today.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
640 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What's happening on the drive, Debbie?
It's still looking pretty good, pretty typical, at least at this point. We got northbound 41 slowing down just before, or just about at Watertown Plank Road, all the way up towards Capitol. On the southbound side, just patches of heavy traffic, slowing things down just a little bit from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Small chance for a couple rain showers passing through this morning. Mostly cloudy skies with high temperatures in the lower 50s this afternoon. Watch for a few more rain showers possible late this afternoon into this evening. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Still a small chance for rain shower temperatures in the upper 30s. Heading into Saturday, we'll see cloudier skies to start. More afternoon sunshine will be on the way. Temperatures stay cool, though. Upper 40s by the lake, mid-50s inland. We'll see increasing clouds throughout the day on Sunday with a small chance for rain shower late Sunday. Temperatures in the 50s by the lake, 60s inland. Monday, partly cloudy, small chance for rain shower, 50s lakeside, 60s inland. Tuesday, things start to improve. Partly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-60s by the lake, lower 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Wonky temp at 43. It's 41 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Good story for a Friday here. I was definitely in the slash this time, baby. And I got more than I expected when I posted that to social media.
Looks like we're going to need some gas.
Oh? Well, how much gas you think is in there right now? There's still some overlap between the needle and the slash below the E.
How low are you going to go?
Oh, I've been in the slash many times. This is nothing.
Got a lot of references to that particular Seinfeld episode when Kramer and the guy at the car dealership went past E on the gas fuel gauge. I nearly ran out of gas the other night.
Okay.
Pushing it way further than I wanted. This isn't something I like to do.
Some people do get into it. Like some people love it.
I was not in this for sport, whatever. I was with my daughter. We were going to a show at the Marcus Center. We were, didn't have time to stop before.
Yeah.
Now I'm like downtown between the south side. Like, am I going to pull off the freeway and stop?
Might as well just try to get it all the way home.
Right.
Yeah.
So I posted this to my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. My daughter's recording. Yeah. What's that say, Liv? 2 miles left. We should drive around the block a few times just for fun. Made it, suckers. Woo! So we're coasting on into the gas station, definitely cutting it too close for my comfort. I only alerted my daughter about 3 minutes before that. I'm like, just so you know.
Was she freaked out?
Yes. Dad. Whoa. So the comments, and I should have known. Right?
Can I just say, when you did post it, first thing I thought was, oh, I can't wait to read some of these. But second thing, too, have to admit, you could have driven around the block multiple times. Yeah, I know. It's
so that was one of the comments I get. And I guess
anyway, go ahead.
I expected to see some of the Seinfeld references. I wanted to have that fun. I wanted to get the things of, oh, we did that too, or I ran out of gas once. That's what I was expecting. I guess I didn't expect to get scolded, which is also what the internet provides. You're sucking dirt and water from the bottom of your tank into your fuel system and injectors. Bad thing to do. Costly repairs. Quarter tank should be considered empty. Poor planning. You got lucky. It is also bad for your fuel pump. They need fuel to keep them from overheating. Okay, fine. Again, I acknowledge.
How dare you treat the car so poorly?
I was going to say, like, who asked for your advice, but then I did post it on the World Wide Web, so you get what you get. But, like,
that's true.
You talk about it all the time, just this urge, this insistence that we have on, like, responding negatively to anything we see. I mean,
it's like you must get a dopamine kick if you are scolding or telling someone they did something wrong or giving them unsolicited advice.
Yeah, I just was telling you, I almost ran out again. Like, this was purely a fun post. And again, I don't like to do that.
So, but people did also tell you, oh, well, you could have driven forever. You could have driven to Chicago.
You do realize you have another 30 miles after it tells you 0. I don't know if it's 30. Is it?
Well, admittedly, I have driven past the 0 multiple times. Not for fun, but just until I've gotten to the gas station.
All right. Well, I have no intention of doing that. What with the fuel pump and all now, apparently. Anyway, get it down to 2. That's as good as I need.
Is it just the angle I'm looking for?
No, sir. We are down there.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I never felt so alive.
Made it, suckers.
Thank you, Milwaukee, for making the original Botanas the best Mexican restaurant for 25 years. Celebrate Botanas anniversary during Cinco de Mayo, May 4th and 5th, with authentic Mexican dishes, cervezas, margaritas, and a mariachi band. 5th Street, just south of National.
Leading a nonprofit takes the right mix of skills, experience, and passion. If you've ever served on a board or led an organization, you know it is not easy to find those people, but Spano Pratt can help. They specialize in executive recruiting within the nonprofit world in particular, and then from candidate to discovery to assessment and selection. They'll also help you with onboarding and executive coaching to make that candidate a successful leader of your organization. The team at Spano Pratt, they're the experts in identifying talent that align with your purpose and mission. Go to SpanoPratt.com to start your search.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to AdventKnows.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Chicago week continues for the Crew tonight. Back home against the other team for the Windy City following an unceremonious exit from the south side.
Boat race.
Yeah, White Sox 8-0 over the Brewers Thursday afternoon in Chicago. Now, the pivotal moment in this game actually occurred in its opening minutes. The Brewers had the bases loaded, top of the first, and Rhys Hoskins ripped a shot to center field. Here's the White Sox TV call.
Left it in the air to center field. Robert Jr. backing up, continues to go back, and what a catch! Let's go! La Pantera!
Luis Robert Jr.
Wow, that's a good call.
Yeah, over the wall to make the catch, too. And that was all the Brewers had to offer offensively on the day. Shutout.
An almost grand slam.
An almost grand slam, then not. Boys slept in their own beds, though, for the first time in nearly 2 weeks last night. So, ready to start this weekend series against the Cubs, who, oh, by the way, just beat Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh yesterday. 7:10 is the first pitch tonight at American Family Field. Admirals dropped their first game in the opening series of the Calder Cup playoffs. We lost in overtime to Rockford 3-2. They'll go again tomorrow night at UWM Panther Arena. Puck drops at 6 o'clock.
Is that a best of 7?
It's a best of 5.
Okay.
So here and then Saturday night, then to Rockford for 2. Game 5 would be back here in Milwaukee if necessary.
All right.
And it looks like that could be necessary because you hope to just get...
You certainly hope so, right?
6:47 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Getting all kinds of texts from my guy CJ there over at Tri-County Contracting as we go through our window process. You know what I love about it? I love the thorough, detailed texts. Hey, here's where we're at right now. Here's what we're doing next. Here's what you can expect. By the way, question on this. It's so much better than the opposite when, like, You're ghosted by your contractor? You're wondering, like, is this still happening? We did sign, right? Love what they're doing over there at Tri-County Contracting. They have the worry-free roof tune-up and all that you can get with your roof. Also do the windows and the siding. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouthwatering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Hey, the flowers are popping, the birds are chirping, there's blue in the sky. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I host Experience Wisconsin Saturdays at 1 o'clock, and spring is popping big time in our state. Won't you join us as we check out some of the people, places, and things that make Wisconsin so super special? On this week's show, going to be a good one. We head to the Northwoods and check in with Rhinelander, and we also visit Elkhorn. It's Experience Wisconsin Saturdays at 1, the whole state from east to west, north to south on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
10 minutes before 7 o'clock. Debbie's watching the traffic.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad right now. Pretty typical stuff. We have southbound on 41 slowing down from just before Appleton Avenue down towards Capitol Drive. Northbound heavy from Watertown Plank Road up to Burleigh. Northbound 43 is just starting to get a little bit heavy right past Burleigh. Southbound is still clear coming in from Brown Deer Road all the way into the Marquette. And all the way around the block on the bypass is pretty quiet at the moment, too. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast, sponsored by Dave Dracamp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. You want to share with the group, or should I do the forecast quick?
I think you need to fire up the video stream if you can. Text WATCH to 855-616-1620 on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Text WATCH or click Watch Now on any of our digital applications to see what I'm seeing.
Have you ever seen someone that you've known for years for the very first time?
That's a good tease.
Cloudy today with a slight chance for showers, a high of 52. Tonight, cloudy with, again, a slight chance for showers, a low of 39. Saturday, slight chance for rain early on. Otherwise, sun later on in the day, a high of 56. 63 is your high on Sunday. Right now, 43 degrees at 6:52.
You should watch anyway. It's a good watch here.
Yep.
On the YouTube anytime, or again on our digital apps. On Wisconsin's morning news, I don't know what to make of this. So my wife tells a story. Her late father, all the years I knew him, had a mustache.
Okay.
She said she remembered when she was little, her dad shaved his mustache one time. And as the story goes, she flipped out, wanted nothing to do with this man. Who was, oh, hey. And she's like, I don't know this guy.
Something about that upper lip looks funny.
Did not know this man. And I'm having that moment right here in our studios.
See, this is the same thing. Like, Vince can't even look at me. This is what happened when I showed up yesterday. Jen could not look at me during Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Gabe
Just could
Neitzel
not
joins
look at
us
me.
from ESPN Milwaukee. And as long as I've known you, you've been a bearded man.
Yeah, so I've been a bearded man for a decade. I grew a beard in a buddy of mine. We went on a trip and we came back and I didn't bring anything to shave. And we came back and he's like, hey, what would happen if you grew a beard? I don't know. Let's find out. And that was in August of 2015. And then on May 1st of 2025, the beard is gone.
It's a no-mo May or what?
What's your wife think of this?
Oh, she hates it. Absolutely
Really?
hate. Oh, so I walked out. So the reason this came off, the fundraising we're doing for the MAC Fund,
which is awesome, yeah.
which actually has been now extended a week because we were supposed to play the 100 holes yesterday. I don't know if you guys noticed, it was a little rainy yesterday.
Yeah,
so
really good call to call that thing off.
So they pushed it to this upcoming Thursday. But anyway, I go on KBN every year and things get wacky and wild. Josh DiMaggio, who's now our producer, used to be the producer for Scalzo and Brust in the Afternoon, has a tattoo of Steve the Homer True because Homer donated $1,000 to the MAC Fund. So, people start doing things on that show.
That's
and,
awesome.
Brust and Nortman and their producer, Alex Strohs, all got buzz cuts. And someone went, oh, how much for Gabe to lose the beard? I'll do anything for the Mac Fund. I'll lose the beard.
Right.
So,
Like
we got up over,
back.
at the time we were at a certain point. Well, if we get $1,000 more. And sure enough, we got the $1,000 more. So decided to shave it off yesterday. Went to the bathroom. I told my wife the whole thing. She was not a fan, but she understands, it's for the kids.
Sure.
So I walk out of the bathroom, and my wife is a very quiet person, doesn't speak a lot, but her eyes say a lot. The look on her face when I walked out of that bathroom was, I didn't know if I was getting divorced. I didn't know if, I kissed her goodbye, and she goes, I don't know if I could kiss you for a while.
Certainly did not find you to be the attractive man whom she married.
So how does it feel to you? Like laying down?
It feels weird.
All the time, right?
Yeah, like I feel myself like kind of touching my face more.
Yeah.
Just because like there's supposed to be something here. It's not supposed to be smooth. So it's weird. Like even looking in the bathroom mirror this morning when I got up to like brush my teeth, it's like,
yeah.
There's
a man in here.
Who the hell is this? What is going on with my mirror? It must be broken.
You had a hefty beard too. This wasn't some stubble beard as whatever. So take me through the process. Did you go at it with a trimmer first, and then did you blade it after that? Or what?
So I've got the beard trimmer.
Okay, right.
So I shaved it down to a shorter.
You knocked that down a little bit?
I did.
Weed whacked it?
And, it had been 10 years since I had shaving cream and a razor, so I had to pick some up on Wednesday on my way home because I didn't have any. Why would I?
They got gel now.
Yeah.
Feels cool.
What? Gel? So I shaved it down and then hopped in the shower, took a quick shower because then, makes it a little easier to kind of, shave it all the way down.
Soften that up.
Yeah, so got out of the shower, put on the shaving cream, razored it down, and horrified my wife when I walked out. Yeah.
Did you escape unscathed? Any cuts?
No cuts. I was actually
really
pleasantly surprised. But again, I feel like they kind of dummy-proof the razors now. They've got like padding on all the sides. You get if you get the one blade Bic, it might be a little tougher. But
I have a nice razor, but every now and then I come bleeding out to work. Of course. How did this happen?
So who does
paper
he
towel.
Look like? Is it John Oliver? You don't look like John Oliver.
So you
look like somebody.
A buddy of mine.
Your eyes look different even.
Yeah, right. It's weird. It's just weird. The whole thing is weird. A buddy of mine said I looked like Erik Name, covers the Bucks for the Athletic, who's a buddy of mine. Thought I looked like Erik Name. Which I'll take. Eric, Eric's a good looking dude.
Handsome man.
Make sure he doesn't come around the house.
All sorts of confusion.
Your wife barely recognizes
confusion. I was. So it was especially the first time I went outside, like yesterday, to walk the dog in there, like a little break with the rain. It was still kind of windy. Yeah, it was a little chilly. Chilly on the face. I didn't like it.
Right.
I can't grow the beard back fast enough. I can't. It is going to be back as soon as humanly possible.
Hey, can we ask before we let you go? I know we're late. Quick prediction: what happens to the Milwaukee Bucks next year?
I think Giannis is ultimately going to stay, and they're going to do whatever they can to try to retool, and in hopes of maybe not next year, but the year after, of having a team that can really make a run for it.
So next year is going to be a soft year, you think?
It is. It's going to be tough because no Damian Lillard, and there's $50+ million wrapped up in somebody who can't play because of an Achilles injury. And they'll still win like 45, 46, 7 games, something like that.
We can still help you with your 100 Holes golf event as well. Text the word golf to 855-616-1620. Citing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, and help support the Mac Fund and help support Gabe growing his beard back. So, what are you going to look like next week?
Yeah.
Partway there.
Yeah, well, yeah. It'll look funny for a little bit, but we'll eventually get there, I hope.
6:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Kohl's Corporation fires its CEO, Ashley Buchanan, after less than 4 months on the job. The Menominee Falls-based company alleged that Buchanan had violated company policies regarding conflicts of interest. Vendetta Coffee Bar expands with a third cafe, this time in Milwaukee's Bayview neighborhood. The Italian-style cafe is set to take over the former Interval Coffee location at 2268 South Kinnickinnick Avenue. A.O. Smith increases prices on its water heaters by 6 to 9%. The Milwaukee-based company said the higher prices are due to the impact of tariffs on steel and components. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Hi, I'm Rose Gray with Fox World Travel, and I'm excited to share that our exclusive guided Alaska land and sea journeys are now available for 2026. We partner with Holland America Line to curate the best and most sought-after experiences to Alaska. We send hundreds of travelers from Wisconsin to Alaska every year, along with experienced Fox tour managers for peace of mind. Don't just picture Alaska, live it. We have limited spots, and these tours are booking fast. Visit Fox World Travel online or call 866 Go Fox Go.
Your home can be more maintenance free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance free when you rely on J&B.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
The Brewers are back home to take on the dreaded Chicago Cubs.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to second base. Big hop for Terang. Tosses to first in time. And the Brewers have shut out the Cubs.
Our coverage of the I-94 rivalry starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up. We are your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, May 1st, our top story. Accused of taking money from the church.
I'm Erik Bilstad. More cuts coming.
I'm Debbie Loziga, southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North. Northbound 43 also seeing delays from North Avenue up to Keefe, but the southbound side looks pretty clear. East and westbound 94 not looking too bad. Building volume, though. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast for today. High of 52 degrees with a slight chance of showers under mostly cloudy skies. More of the same overnight with a low down to 39. Right now at 43 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a former employee at a Fox Point church is now charged, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the church over several years.
Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. A criminal complaint notes the church was first tipped off to an issue when leaders discovered a credit card balance of over $20,000 on a card that normally doesn't carry a balance. White eventually admitted to investigators she took around $35,000 dating back to 2017. Despite the admission to investigators, White entered a not guilty plea on 3 felony charges in court Thursday. She faces up to 30 years in prison. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Church says no other employees nor any church members were involved in the misappropriation.
Fallout in Menominee Falls, that's where Kohl's is based, and the retailer CEO fired over a conflict of interest with a vendor who is also a romantic partner.
They knew each other from when they both worked at Walmart several years ago.
Ashley Buchanan was just 4 months on the job as CEO of Kohl's and was looking at a compensation package worth more than $20 million. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reporter Tom Dinkins says word about an ethics report caught everyone by surprise.
It was disclosed to the SEC with a filing that was made. That's how we found out about it.
The company employs 4,000
people just in our area. Interim board chair Michael Bender will serve as a replacement until the top spot is filled once again. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Enacting a plan to take on lead dust in Milwaukee Public Schools.
The new lead action plan offers options beyond remediation. Interim Chief School Administration Officer Michael Harris.
Our next steps and long-term vision is to complete stabilization efforts in schools built before 1950 by the end of summer break.
MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casellia says while cleanup is the top priority, MPS needs to consider rebuilding schools.
85 years of a building is just too much, and we are wasting money continuing to try to remediate lead paint.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
President Trump is signing an executive order now aimed at cutting funding for two of the biggest public broadcasters in the U.S.
The order directs the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to cancel all existing and future funding for NPR and PBS because the president thinks they're biased. In a social media post, the White House said the outlets, quote, receive millions from taxpayers to spread radical woke propaganda disguised as news. In a statement, NPR defended its editorial practices and decision-making, saying they're independent and free from outside influence. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Another U.S. state moving to restrict young people's access to social media.
Addiction specialists have added misuse of social media to the disorders they're seeing in their patients.
I believe that this is the modern-day cigarette.
Texas State Representative Jared Patterson.
We're going to wake up and realize what we have done to an entire generation of kids that are on this highly addictive product called social media.
He's proposed a bill prohibiting social media companies from allowing anyone under 18 in Texas to open an account. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:07.
Cubs come to town tonight, so we've got sports at 7:15.
Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow is receiving a big honor this week as he returns to work.
From stage 4 abdominal cancer. He's back in the office about an hour a week.
The energy I get from my team at the county helps me a lot and kind of gets me back into it. I've been doing a lot of remote work for the county. We've got the budget coming up in a couple of weeks. We're going to start doing the 26 budget.
This week, Farrow received the bipartisan Tommy Thompson Leadership Award.
It was a shock, and it is incredible, humbling.
He says his mom, former Lieutenant Governor Margaret Farrow, is looking down and is proud. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
As we speak for the first time this season with cars and passengers on board, Milwaukee's Lake Express ferry is headed to Muskegon, Michigan. Shoved off just after 6 o'clock this morning. Senior VP at Lake Express, Aaron Schultz, joined us live here on WTMJ as the ship was just leaving.
In June, we'll add some night trips, but right now we have a 6 a.m. and a 12:30 that gets you away from Milwaukee and on your way to West Michigan. We'll get across Lake Michigan, 78 miles in 2.5 hours.
Joined us live from the bridge of the Lake Express. It should be noted, said he couldn't get the captain to sound the horn.
Captain too busy.
I guess he was, busy piloting the ship.
Yeah.
An adult round trip on board the Lake Express cost just under $200.
Speaking of boats, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's ready to see an abandoned boat stuck on Milwaukee's lakefront gone once and for all. So Vince caught up with the mayor on Thursday. He's been in contact, he says, with the county executive regarding how the boat, Deep Thought, will eventually be removed.
We did touch base about the anonymous donor that was coming in to help out with the removal, which unfortunately hasn't happened at this point right now. We haven't talked about what the county is going to do, but I wish them well. I'm agnostic about how it happens. I just want the thing gone.
So it sounds like they're going to do it Tuesday. New company's going to come and remove it, and they're going to shut down Lincoln Memorial Drive to facilitate the removal, which would indicate to us that they're not going to go out into the lake with it. They're going to bring it onto shore.
Maybe you have to stage a crane of some kind or some sort of pulley system.
So anyway, Tuesday's the day, weather pending, of course.
7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Debbie Lazga has got an update on your morning drive.
Yep, slowing down a little bit northbound on 43, right at North Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's got some patchy delays, basically just north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Burleigh. And then on the Rock Freeway northbound, right about at Racine Avenue, we've got some debris in the roadway. I think it might be just basically tire debris, but they may have to close off the lane to try and clear this out pretty quickly. So it doesn't look like it'll take that long. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Small chance for a couple rain showers passing through this morning. Mostly cloudy skies with high temperatures in the lower 50s this afternoon. Watch for a few more rain showers possible late this afternoon into this evening. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Still a small chance for rain shower temperatures in the upper 30s. Heading into Saturday, we'll see cloudier skies to start. More afternoon sunshine will be on the way. Temperatures stay cool, though. Upper 40s by the lake, mid-50s inland. We'll see increasing clouds throughout the day on Sunday with a small chance for rain shower late Sunday. Temperatures in the 50s by the lake, 60s inland. Monday, partly cloudy, small chance for rain shower, 50s lakeside, 60s inland. Tuesday, things start to improve. Partly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-60s by the lake, lower 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 43 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
It was on this program on Thursday when news broke that Kohl's was terminating its CEO. And at the time, all we had heard at the moment was undisclosed
conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest with vendors, right? So your question was, well, why wouldn't you just disclose it? Because there can be at times conflicts of interest.
Of course, if you have someone who's been in the business world, who's qualified to be a CEO of a company, that person has been at other places. In the case of the Kohl's guy, he was at Walmart for many years. You're going to have some interactions with various others. You're going to have a history. And so, yes, you may have some things that would be conflicts. That doesn't also mean that they're a bad idea for the company for which you work. So, like, you just disclose that. Hey, I have a relationship with these people. Here's what it is.
And I also have a relationship with the woman that's leading this vendor. Like, that part probably didn't mention. So that was the issue. Chandra Holt is her name. She had a romantic relationship with the Kohl's former CEO, Ashley Buchanan. Journal Sentinel's got a little bit more on this. I love the opening line that Dakin wrote here. Actually, it wasn't Tom Dakin. It was Genevieve Redstein. She writes, when Ashley Buchanan accepted a lucrative offer to be Kohl's CEO in January, the company's chair lauded him as the ideal candidate. Well, not anymore. He's fired now because he struck a deal with highly unusual terms with this woman who he was having a personal relationship with, this Chandra Holtz, who she basically was running this coffee company. This was her new, they had met years ago when they both worked at Walmart.
Right? Yeah.
She was running this coffee company, which was like one of those that also had vitamins in it. And
healthy coffee.
Yes,
right,
healthy coffee. It had a lot of money in it, and it just crossed, a lot of people were kind of confused by that. She had told her team, or some of her team, that she had this relationship or was in a relationship with Buchanan. And then all of a sudden, there goes the red flags, and here we are. So he's out. Now she is out as well because of this. And you have Kohl's looking for a new leader. Again, which is the unfortunate part about all of this. It just the confusion is how in the world. It's one thing if you want to have a relationship, but it's another. Why would you think you can quote unquote get away with this without raising any red flags? Especially if it was a very highly unusually beneficial contract for the vendor led by this woman.
So that story got a lot more interesting in a hurry. 7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com.
There's nothing out there close to this.
Enjoy the Fox and Hounds restaurant's fabulous all-you-can-eat fish fry. It's one of the best. The magnificent Sunday brunch is also all-you-can-eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat free. Call and reserve foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers and Cubs tonight back home in Milwaukee. Been a long roadie that ended ugly in Chicago. And White Sox beat the Crew 8-0, and this game could have been very different. Think about this. It's the first inning, and the Brewers are ready to launch. It's a rainy day in Chicago. The White Sox are terrible. They know they're terrible. And now the Brewers have the bases loaded right off the bat in the first inning, and Rhys Hoskins puts a charge into one.
Burke comes set to pitch. And a fly ball to center. Robert going back on it. Still going back at the track, at the wall. Robert pulled it back. Luis Robert Jr. just pulled one back. Hoskins looked like maybe he had just hit a grand slam. Was it going to get out? It sure was. Wow, what a swing of events that was.
Indeed. Luis Robert Jr. arrested after the game on charges of home run theft.
Oof. It was a can of corn for him. He made that look really easy.
Didn't even look like that tough of a catch, but dude was over the wall, as was the ball. Above the yellow line, certainly was going to clear. And Robert Jr. managed to make that stop. So a forgettable game to end that tough roadie. Brewers and Cubs at American Family Field tonight. It'll be a 7:10 first pitch.
So it's been 10 years since that magical run when the Badger basketball team made it to the Final Four for the second year in a row, went to the championship game after beating Kentucky. And Ben Brust, our teammate over at ESPN Milwaukee at 94.5, is hosting a big what would you call it? A panel, if you will.
Okay, I would call it a panel.
At the
I'll accept that.
Orpheum in
Yes.
Madison next month, where he's going to talk to a lot of these guys that were on that team, like Gasser and Kaminsky, et cetera, just about everything that happened.
It was a cast of characters.
Oh,
that
God,
team.
they totally were.
Right?
And I was able to talk to Sam Decker, thanks to Brusty, a couple of weeks ago, and Decker was talking about how crazy it was in Indianapolis after they beat Kentucky. Like, just being in the hotel was just nuts.
It was actually, like, kind of wild, and they were just, like, waiting for us every time we would open the door. And I remember I, like, had to sneak and get us, like, pizza and beers, like, to have post-game. And I remember me and Shoei were like, this is insane. We still have a game on Monday.
Showey, me and Showey. Anyway, if you'd like to see this live, it's going to be a great event, and Ben Brust will be leading that. Bo Bryan will be there as well. Text the word Badger to 855-616-1620. We'll send you a link to see how you can get tickets and do all that. Side Unlimited WDTMJ Talking text line. Send Badger to 855-616-1620.
Milwaukee Admirals will try to even the series tomorrow night. Drop the opener in this opening round of the playoffs. A heartbreaker, 3-2 in overtime. Great hockey on the ice there at UWM Panther Arena. Lost to the Ice Hogs of Rockford. So they go at it again tomorrow night here at home. UWM Panther Arena. Puck drops at 6 p.m.
A whole day dedicated to us?
No, dedicated to you, the WTMJ fan.
Come celebrate WTMJ with us, your favorite WTMJ host, at a private tailgate at the Brewers game Saturday, May 17th.
Enjoy food, drinks, and hanging out with us. Plus tickets to the Brewers game as they take on the Twins at AmFam Field.
Get more information and secure your tickets at WTMJday.com.
Tickets will go fast, so sign up today. We'll see you at the ballpark for WTMJ Day, Saturday, May 17th.
WTMJ Day is sponsored by Woodman's.
Vince Vitrano here for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, and I've already told you how my front closet looks after our project. You can text closet to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, if you want to see it. Want to see how your project will look? That's more important to you. Visit Inspired Closets Milwaukee, and you can use their new augmented reality tool called Envision. It will transform how you see and implement home organization systems. You put on these goggles, and it's like you're in your newly designed garage or pantry or bedroom or closet. No guesswork. You know exactly how it's going to look, function, and feel in your home. That's when you work with my friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Stop in, tell them Vinny sent you to give it a try, or check out the video on the website for more information. Inspired Days start at Inspired Closets, inspiredclosetsmilwaukee.com.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and Chris give playoff reactions on the pod. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
At 7:22, what's happening on the drive, Deb?
It's a bit backed up on northbound 43, just north of Fond du Lac Avenue up towards Keefe. The southbound side still a nice quiet ride. Southbound 41 slowing from Appleton Avenue through the construction zone past Capitol Drive. And the northbound side slowing for just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of just 52 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance of showers. A couple of showers moving out over the lake right now. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers continuing tonight, low down to 39. For your weekend, sunshine in the afternoon on Saturday after we get through perhaps some showers early. High 49 at the lake, 56 inland. Sunday, increasing clouds with a slight chance of showers late and a high of 63 degrees. Bit cooler near the lake. Right now, 43. 7:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Despite today's Semi-gloomy forecast. Summer is about upon us. This is going to sneak up on you. The first of the ethnic festivals in Milwaukee, Festa Italiana, is back at Meyer Festival Park. Remember, it took a couple of years off being at the festival park. They did it in the 3rd Ward there, right near the Italian Community Center. That comes up at the end of this month.
Here we go.
So Festa is going to be right on top of you, and Erik and I were privileged to attend the launch event, Milwaukee World Festival, Inc., that is sort of the umbrella organization for all of the ethnic festivals on the lakefront, had this thing, and everybody was there. And
all the ethnic festivals have their own little booth, and they're showing off some of the food that will be offered. Of course, all the ethnic food. It's pretty amazing. It's
what I
cool.
love so much about this and all our festivals is just the pride that people have in the show that they're putting on and the sharing of their culture. A lot of it had to do, at least last night, with food and drink. But that being said,
let's go there.
Right here in our city in Milwaukee, well over 1 million people will embrace Henry Mayer Festival Park to celebrate heritage, history, culture, and the shared desire to feel included, to be seen, valued, and loved. And for decades.
German Fest, guten Tag. Was haben wir heute?
Heute haben wir Bienenstich und auch dann Bratwurst und Sauerkraut.
Oh, ja.
Keep going. No, keep going. I want more. You gotta keep talking to her.
What else?
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien.
Aquí tenemos tortillas de harina. Las tortillas de harina se preparan con un rodillo.
Okay.
Las tortillas de maíz se preparan con la plancha.
So you said that you need to use the roller in order to create the la paella, the flour to make the tortilla.
Yes. But if you want a corn tortilla, it's made with a press.
How did my friend do on his Spanish here?
Muy bien. Sí.
As far as I know. Festa Italiana, what's to eat here?
We have our famous Festa sausage with either giardiniera or peperoncini, one of the signature foods of Festa.
And for dessert, please.
Well, I don't have anything Italian in front of me, but leave the gun and take the cannoli. We'll have plenty of that, and tiramisu and gelato and all the other Italian favorites.
You know what I do appreciate is that everyone who is serving the food, showing off their festival, they sent it today. They are leaning in. I mean, they're all in. Some of these folks look like they just got off the plane.
And they want you to come back. Not like you were already here. No, come on and have some more.
What is this beer that you're offering?
This is Tyszki beer. It's actually from Poland. It's not available in cans here in the States. So we actually ship it from Poland to Milwaukee just for the festival.
So what makes a Polish beer?
It has more alcohol content.
Oh, wow, we can get behind that. Right? What's to eat around here?
We have Polish sausage, both fresh and smoked, as well as pierogi.
Ooh, Black Arts Fest is serving fish.
All right, so what do we got here? What are we serving up here?
I got black and grouper with rice pilaf and crawfish and shrimp egg touffee sauce.
Is grouper an easy fish to make taste phenomenal?
Yes, it is.
Why?
It adheres to all the flavors.
Yeah.
I can make this lemon pepper. I can make it garlic. I can make it barbecue if I wanted to.
Now,
it's a very mild fish.
With every talent comes the responsibility of cooking at every meal and every family gathering. Is that what you have to do also?
Why you want to jinx me like that?
Pride Fest, Wes, what are you serving up?
We are serving a Kylie Minogue rosé, sparkling rosé, and we are doing an Aperol Spritz with her rosé. We are, believe it or not, Kylie Minogue's wine company's biggest event partnership in the United States.
It looks like you guys have been a little popular today. I don't see a lot of...
We are running a little low, but we have plenty. If you're looking for a swig, happy to pour one.
Boy, we'll be having a wee bit of Jameson then, if you have it.
Absolutely. Would you like it with Jameson and ginger, or just?
I like it with Jameson and Jameson.
I would love to get.
And here we go.
All right, now be honest. Do you think he's from Dublin?
I mean, I think you do a really good job making a pass at it.
I do a good job. Did you hear what she said? You got to have it mit kraut here.
Yeah, okay. Well, what is that? That's some
it's with kraut.
Oh, it's with kraut. Okay. I thought it was just minty kraut.
Yeah. Nein, nicht Minzkraut. Das ist mit. Mit kraut.
Sorry.
Was ist los?
Lo siento.
Did you like that? How did my friend do on his Spanish? You did at least as well as I did on my German.
Oh, no, that's not even close. I can hear Spanish better than I can speak it. You can speak German.
Yeah, I just forget the vocabulary. I forget the words that I'm trying.
So you forget the language.
Well, you know what I mean. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 83 points. The NASDAQ was up 1.5%, and the S&P 500 up just over 0.5% in trading on Thursday. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Jawohl.
Your home can be more maintenance free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I have a roofing question, I contact Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
Thanks, Tom. Between the two of us, we've seen hundreds of failed roofs, along with the unfortunate consequences of water damage. Poor workmanship, improper product usage, lack of ventilation, inferior flashing detail, and loss of control due to subcontractors are some of the most common reasons for roofs failing. At J&B, our objective is not just to sell another roof. We want to educate our clients. When J&B's experienced sales staff achieves that goal, our roof systems sell themselves.
For a complimentary roof evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance free when you rely on J&B.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Kohlder's, and the Memorial Day savings have arrived early at Kohlder's. They're giving all of our valued listeners, like you, exclusive access to their Friends and Family pricing event. It's something they've never done before. Shop Kohlder's Friends and Family pricing store-wide. Save 65% on furniture and mattresses, sofas, sectionals, dining tables, bedroom sets, mattresses, everything. I just shopped Kohlder's, just got great deals, incredible customer service, and if you're shopping for appliances, take an extra 5% off. Extra 5% at Kohlder's. You can shop all of your favorite appliance brands in-store or online. It's the Friends and Family pricing sale. Plus, they make it easy with 60 months financing. Exclusive savings won't last forever. Don't miss Kohlder's Memorial Day Early Access Friends and Family sale. It ends Monday, May 5th. Shop at 4 convenient locations: West Dallas, Delafield, Oak Creek, Grafton. It's where I shop. Or browse online at Kohlder's.com.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Kohlder's.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. An exemption that had been saving shoppers money on the Trump tariffs is being taken away. The loophole for lower-priced items imported directly from China was closed overnight, meaning things from places like Shein and Temu will now be taxed at much higher rates.
Under an executive order recently signed by President Trump, that policy is now over. The administration says it took this measure in part to impede the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. These low-value packages now face a tariff of 120% or $100 per package fee. On June 1, that fee jumps from $100 to $200.
That's ABC's Rebecca Jarvis. Analysts had been expecting 133,000 jobs to have been created in the U.S. economy last month. The number just now coming in, 177,000, so beating expectations. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz leaving that post. President Trump nominating him to be the next UN ambassador to the UN. This is ABC News.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we've got northbound 43 backing up from just after Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe. Southbound 41 heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive, almost to Burleigh. The northbound side slowing down just before Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast with a high of just 52 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies. We'll also see a slight chance of showers. Same tonight with a low down to 39. Right now, 43 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Accused of stealing from the church. A former employee at a Fox Point church now charged with stealing tens of thousands of dollars over several years. Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. Criminal complaint notes White eventually admitted to investigators that she took around $35,000 dating back to 2017. White did enter a not guilty plea in court Thursday.
A former Milwaukee police captain fired this year after blocking the transfer of a sergeant whom she believed would be taking parental leave soon. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported Roberta Klein was found to have violated the department's policies on equal employment opportunity. Klein was fired by the department in January. She is appealing.
Looking beyond lead cleanup, Milwaukee Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselli is saying that while remediation remains a top priority, conversations must begin about the future after cleanup finishes.
We have children centered in every decision that we make, and their safety is our top priority. But we have to get to a point of having a conversation with our community about rebuilds.
Caselli has said the district will continue to pay for all remediation and the taxpayers will not be impacted by any additional costs. 2 other school closures were announced by the district just this week.
The School of Architecture and Urban Planning at UW-Milwaukee has some big ideas for the city's lakefront.
A few decades ago, the Park East Freeway redevelopment, where Fiserv Forum is now, began as a student project. Now students are tackling the vision for the I-794 corridor. Molly Burns tells WTMJ.
We took a lot of time studying other cities that have also done highway redevelopment projects, realizing that it's not really something new.
Gordy Russell wants to implement Milwaukee County's Vision Zero to eliminate traffic fatalities.
Separated bike facilities, raised crosswalks, lots of traffic calming, and a better integrated transit system.
At the 3rd Street Market Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or 2 with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, this could save your life. All you got to do is make sure you wear it.
Ready to upgrade your... J&J Contractors. Visit jjcontractors.com.
J Contractors specializes in top quality windows, doors, and siding that enhance your home while increasing its value and energy efficiency. From modern vinyl siding to stylish fiberglass doors, and from double hung windows to sliding glass doors, they have the perfect solutions for your home. Contact them today for a free consultation. Just search online J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
It's a super affordable family fish fry Friday at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Do not pay $16 or more for your fish fry. The Mine Shaft fish fry is just $7.99, and it's all you can eat. You deserve it. After a long week, relax with a cold beverage and a great fish fry. Kids menu starts at $3.99, and they can safely play in that huge game room quietly tucked aside from the dining area while you finish up, maybe have an after-dinner drink. I repeat, hard to believe, the Mine Chef's all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford. And near the EAA in Oshkosh, tons of seating, lots of close parking. Reserve now for your Friday $7.99 all-you-can-eat fish fry, serving from 11 a.m. Get there early. I love that fish fry. Your Saturday steak dinner is under $20. Sunday brunch under $15. What a value. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Well, the Cubs just beat one of the best pitchers in baseball. They come to Milwaukee tonight, sports at 7:45.
We've heard these stories from time to time about how a cell phone will call the police and call paramedics if you're involved in a crash. Man from Toledo, Ohio, now crediting his Apple Watch for helping save his life when he had a stroke. He was jumping rope when he collapsed. His watch asked if he needed help. He looked at his phone or his watch quick, hit the button, and called 911. You know how stroke can be, too. The best part about surviving a stroke is you get help immediately.
Yeah, need help right now.
Another woman says her Aura smart ring alerted her that her body was showing major signs of being under stress.
I actually ended up being diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma. Luckily, my oncologist actually said that he doesn't think that I've had lymphoma for any longer than 6 months.
Just because she was wearing one of those Aura rings. So here's a question. At what point will doctors start prescribing or suggesting, or will insurance companies start offering, like, hey, if you wear this, we'll dock off a little bit of your insurance? Or If it's going to be something that could potentially
I see where you're
not
going
only
with this.
save your life, but save someone money, will this become a required wearing device if you want to save on your premiums?
Well, we won't need to because by then we'll have the chips in our brains.
Ah.
Right, yeah. No, but to your point, right, right now you can get some insurance companies offer a better deal on your auto insurance, for example.
Sure.
If you agree to have your traffic monitor or your driving monitored by something they put in your car.
Right. In health insurance, they'll say like, all right, you get points for going to the doctor once a year, for getting a flu shot, you'll get little biometric points that can get you a deal and a cheaper bill.
That's an interesting point. So can your health insurance says, all right, if you agree to wear this ring or this monitor or through your Apple Watch, whatever, our app can monitor your health, then we'll knock a little something off. All right, if there's something in it for me, fine.
Sure. It's definitely something for them. So,
news about your money this morning, and this report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
It's Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets and get up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. And take advantage of Steinhoffel's special 60-month financing. Get a queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for only $48 per month, a Beautyrest Black mattress for only $36 per month, and an Avocado mattress for only $26 per month. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
It's a load off my mind, and they did an amazing job. Vince Vitrano here for Landworks, Wisconsin. I get anxious about it every spring. Got to get that mulch down. Flower beds look terrible. So do I order a delivery? When will it come then? How much do I need? Where do I park the cars while that pile of mulch is sitting in the driveway? When will I be able to get to it? Also, it's really hard work, and I don't much enjoy it. And you see where I'm going with this? So I had Joe over to the house from Landworks, showed him where I needed the mulch. We talked about different colors, and it's done. I came home the other day. Landworks, Wisconsin had come and gone. I wasn't even home. My flower beds are summer patio ready now. Leave it to the pros. Take it off your plate. Looks amazing. Tell them Vinny sent you to Landworks. LandworksWisconsin.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
At 7:41, Debbie, how's the drive look?
A little bit slow northbound 43, backing up from just north of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound still looking good, though. Southbound 41, different story. Good Hope Road starts to slow down all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's backing up from Watertown Plank Road up past North, a little bit more past Burleigh towards Capitol Drive. Now starting to see a little bit of a backup on northbound 894 between Oklahoma Avenue and National. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Small chance for a couple rain showers passing through this morning. Mostly cloudy skies with high temperatures in the lower 50s this afternoon. Watch for a few more rain showers possible late this afternoon into this evening. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Still a small chance for rain shower temperatures in the upper 30s. Heading into Saturday, we'll see cloudier skies to start. More afternoon sunshine will be on the way. Temperatures stay cool, though. Upper 40s by the lake, mid-50s inland. We'll see increasing clouds throughout the day on Sunday with a small chance for rain shower late Sunday. Temperatures in the 50s by the lake, 60s inland. Monday, partly cloudy, small chance for rain shower, 50s lakeside, 60s inland. Tuesday, things start to improve. Partly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-60s by the lake, lower 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 43. This morning, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is also the White House National Security Advisor. Mike Waltz is fired-ish. But he's not out. seemingly the only one to admit he screwed up in creating a chat group on a commercial messaging app that accidentally included a news reporter and that was used to communicate U.S. military attack plans, the Signal app that you've heard so much about, and the chat group. Waltz admitted the error of creating that group was on his end, and it was expected he'd get fired for it. Only he didn't get fired. ABC's Catherine Faulders.
He was expected to leave that job as Trump's national security advisor. He was no longer going to work in the White House. So a little bit of time goes by. We haven't heard from President Trump on this. We're reporting this according to our sources who are telling us that he's expected to leave. And then we find out not only would Mike Waltz be leaving his White House post as Trump's national security advisor, but that actually Trump was nominating Mike Waltz to be the next U.S. ambassador to the UN.
So fired, not fired. Here's how the White House is spinning it this morning. Vice President J.D. Vance talking with Brett Baer on Fox News.
Why was Mike Waltz let go?
So he wasn't let go. He is being made ambassador to the United Nations, which, of course, is a Senate-confirmed position. I think you can make a good argument that it's a promotion.
Not really. I don't think no one buys that it is a promotion. But here's the confusing part. We've debated this. President Trump is the "you're fired" guy, right? It's his signature line. He whacked all kinds of people, not only on his TV show, but in his first administration, right? People would just get fired. Talked about Scaramucci. Remember when he was press secretary? He lasted a week and a half, right? Maybe.
But maybe there's just a different thought this time around.
Maybe it's that, or maybe it's this. So why is Waltz only sort of fired? One theory from Wendy Sherman. Now, granted, she is, I guess you could say she's a partisan because she worked in the Biden administration, but she was former Deputy Secretary of State.
It's probably a safety measure in the sense that since he's going to be nominated, he won't go telling tales out of school if he wants to get confirmed and try to stay on the good side of the president.
Yeah, so Waltz will have to go before the Senate to get confirmed. If he wants a job, the suggestion here, the president doesn't want him doing interviews and writing a book while he's still in office. So keep him in the family, right? There is the
Let
issue,
him write
though.
that book later.
Right. But then you're out of office,
right,
whatever,
at that point.
At that point. So the issue of Senate confirmation is fascinating because he's going to have to go before at least a hostile element on a panel.
So he's going to have to talk about Signal.
Yes, that would include the Democrats who are going to blast him, and they have this piece of ammunition to use. Remember the Signal app that I mentioned, the one used for the messaging, the group chat with the wrong guy in it. Waltz is apparently still very much using it.
At the time, President Trump said Waltz had learned his lesson. But yesterday at the president's cabinet meeting, cameras capturing Waltz checking Signal on his phone. Chats visible with Vice President J.D. Vance, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, too. At that meeting, Waltz lavishing praise on the president, who would boot him from his job just 24 hours later.
We are the United States of America. If y'all need some sort of app to be created that is fully government secure and part of our apparatus, order one up. What is it with this app? Like, are you earning points or something? Like, who cares? Why do y'all have to be on this? Especially when it, in this place, appears to have cost you your job. And I guess the other guys are on it too still.
Just can't beat that app.
Right.
The dopamine effect.
Really, really good app, right? I love the pics. I love the videos.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. So many other ways to communicate. That's inexplicable to me. Nonetheless, he will have to go before the Senate to get confirmed if he wants to be the UN ambassador. 746 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely. And I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Chicago week continues for the Crew tonight. Back home against the other team for the Windy City following an unceremonious exit from the south side.
Boat race.
Yeah, White Sox.
Yep.
8-0 win over the Brewers Thursday afternoon. Now, interesting enough, the pivotal moment in this game actually occurred just minutes into it. Brewers had the bases loaded in the top of the first inning, and Rhys Hoskins ripped a shot to center field. And here's what it sounded like with the White Sox call on TV.
Lifted in the air to center field. Robert Jr. backing up, continues to go back, and what a catch! Let's go! La Pantera!
Luis Robert Jr.
It was a nice catch.
Over the wall to make the catch, and that was all the Brewers had to offer offensively on the day.
Could have changed the entire
Think about
complexion
that.
of the game.
Right? It's crummy weather. You're in Chicago. The White Sox are terrible, and they know it. You're about to get swept again because this guy just hit a grand slam in the first inning. But instead, right, robbed of that, and then the Sox start putting up runs. So ready to start this weekend series against the Cubs, who, oh, by the way, just beat Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh yesterday, 7-10 first pitch at American Family Field. And the Admirals dropped their first game in the opening series of the Calder Cup playoffs, lost in overtime to Rockford 3-2. Puck drops tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at UWM Panther Arena.
Okay, adventurers, listen up. Fox World Travel just dropped some seriously incredible Fox Group vacation destinations for 2026. Set sail on a yacht through the Croatian coastline, join a thrilling African safari, or immerse yourself in the mecca of all flower shows in London. And for the first time, we're introducing a woman's-only tour, partnering with Insight Vacations, Globus, and African Travel. But these are just a few of the exclusive offerings. But don't wait. They're filling up fast. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO to reserve your spot today.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Save big money now on pre-finished siding at Menards. Update and beautify your home with your choice of 13 timeless colors of pre-finished LP Smart Side engineered siding. It's durable and includes a Sherwin-Williams machine-applied paint warranty that means no painting for years to come. Save big money today on all LP Smart Side products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
How's the drive look, Debbie?
Well, a little bit backed up. Northbound 43 coming up from about Kilbourne up to Keefe. Southbound so far so good. Southbound 41, though, a little bit different. We've got delays from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's backed up from before Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue, back on the brakes getting past Burleigh. Then we've got westbound 94 starting to slow down a bit from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. How comfortable is it this weekend? Today, cloudy with a slight chance for showers, a high of 52. Tonight, cloudy, still a slight chance for rain, a low of 39. Saturday, a slight chance for rain early on. Otherwise, afternoon sunshine tomorrow, a high of 56 inland. Sunday, more clouds and a slight chance for rain late in a high of 63 inland. Right now, it's 43 at 7:51.
Idea Man.
I heard your tease. You caught up with Marco, and I can't wait. I'm actually super intrigued to hear what information you gleaned from Marco.
Innovator.
No Tausch last week. He's looking good. He's looking a little, as we used to call it, a little supple.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Supple. Yeah, that's fair.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, Erik suggested we check in with you on this, on kind of the fact that if we remember correctly, you have run out of gas multiple times. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay.
That is a completely correct statement. Yes.
Okay, so the other night, and I didn't do it on purpose, but it did sort of happen.
Well, Vinny, does anybody ever run out of gas on purpose? Does anyone ever say, other than maybe Kramer on Seinfeld?
Waiting for that.
I didn't run out of gas,
I don't think there's one.
but I pushed it closer than I wanted to. And this is what I posted. I'm with my daughter in the car. I knew when we left the house to our destination that I was going to have to come back, and I probably was going to push it. And I informed her only a minute before this happened. Yeah. What's that say, Liv? 2 miles left. We should drive around the block a few times just for fun. Made it, suckers. Woo! So I was pretty happy about that, Tausch.
Did you get back to your house, or did you get to the gas station by your house with 2
No,
miles?
that was a gas station, my preferred gas station close to my house, and we made it to there. I decided not to push it for the ride home.
We should point out, Tausch.
Okay, so
well, go ahead.
A couple of things. Why is it? So maybe I have a really nice Chevy Tahoe from my great partners up in Madison, and my question is, I don't get the 2 miles. I get low range. It gets to 35 miles, and it goes low range. I don't get the exact 2 mile part of it.
It doesn't play the game for you and do the math, right?
No. In fairness, if it did, I would push the envelope more than I do. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So we'll be in Indianapolis, and I'll, for a hockey tournament or whatever, and it'll say you have 378 miles left in your tank. And then I'll put it in my phone, like how long, and it'll be 366 miles. I'm like, no problem. We'll get back to it, because I like going to my preferred gas station near my house. And everybody in my car always panics. And that's how I think I've been empty 3 times. I've run out of gas 3 different times. And it's not smart, but I don't know why I do it. I think there's a couple of reasons. That mainly I have a forward motion complex, and then I can't stand getting off of a exit and having to go anywhere but stay on the right-hand side of the road. Those are 2 problems that I have that I haven't quite figured out yet.
Forward motion complex. That's what prevented Erik from stopping at the Buc-ee's when he was on a trip with his family. And I'm like, I can't believe he didn't stop. But that's neither here nor there. So
anyway.
If you've ever posted about this, as I guess unwisely did, so I was looking for the communion of folks such as yourself to say, like, oh, yeah, I've done that before. Oh, I actually ran out of gas before. I was expecting to see the Seinfeld memes, right, of how they almost ran out of gas, right? But I also got a whole bunch of unsolicited scolding and advice. Do you want to hear some of it?
Yeah, I do.
You're sucking dirt and water out of the bottom of your tank into your fuel system and injectors. Bad thing to do. Costly repairs. Quarter tank should be considered empty.
Come on.
Don't you want to clean out? You don't want all that gas. Don't you want to kind of clean things out too and get everything? But that's okay. Continue.
Not according to the internet.
There's a point, a counterpoint. There's a point, counterpoint to all this stuff. All right.
This was just really scolding. Poor planning. You got lucky. It is also bad for your fuel pump. They need fuel to keep them from overheating. So again with the fuel pump.
But, I mean, 2 miles left. You had plenty of time.
Well, so that's the other thing I heard, Tausch. Erik first said, he was first. He goes, you had a lot more to go yet.
That's where you get that low range. And then it's always funny because I don't even know. Do you know how much gas your car actually takes until you get it down to that? And then it always still ends up in, again, I am not going to advocate for this, because one of the times that I did run out of gas, it was 20 below, and that was irresponsible. That time, put that one on me. I should not have done that. And then I had to get out of the car. I had to leave my wife with my brother to stay. Luckily, there was somebody else in the car. Yeah, it was a whole mess. Don't do it. But I think that there's always a little bit more. And I just wonder, because I think most people are going to be on the side of don't run out of gas, be responsible. But have you lived? Have you lived if you haven't run out of gas?
It's a good question. I'd rather just keep the question coming. This guy wrote, you do realize you have another 30 miles after it tells you 0. I don't know about 30.
I don't realize that.
That I'm not.
That seems I don't think that's accurate, and I don't think we should tell the audience that is a smart or wise play. But I do think it's just there's the great unknown there. And in this world that now you can Google everything, it's still kind of fun to have some unknowns. But I don't plan. I think I've hit my quota of running out of gas in my life. At least I hope so.
Well, don't post about it unless you want some more advice. Thanks, my friend.
You bet, guys.
Is it just the angle I'm looking for?
No, sir. We are down there.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I never felt so alive.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Kohl's Corporation fires its CEO, Ashley Buchanan, after less than 4 months on the job. The Menominee Falls-based company alleged that Buchanan had violated company policies regarding conflicts of interest. Vendetta Coffee Bar expands with a third cafe, this time in Milwaukee's Bayview neighborhood. The Italian-style cafe is set to take over the former Interval Coffee location at 2268 South Kinnickinnick Avenue. A.O. Smith increases prices on its water heaters by 6 to 9%. The Milwaukee-based company said the higher prices are due to the impact of tariffs on steel and components. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
The Brewers are back home to take on the dreaded Chicago Cubs.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to second base. Big hop for Terang. Tosses to first in time. And the Brewers have shut out the Cubs.
Our coverage of the I-94 rivalry starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up. We are your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, May 2nd, our top story. A Fox Point Church employee charged with theft.
I'm Erik Bilstad, a White House shakeup.
I'm Debbie Laziga, northbound on 43, slowing down from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound's pretty clear. Westbound 94, slowing from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We still have delays northbound 41 from Watertown Plank Road through the construction zone past Burleigh. Then southbound is backing up from before Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a high of just 52 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance of showers. Same overnight with tonight's low at 39. Right now at 44, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a former employee at a Fox Point church now charged, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the church over several years.
Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. A criminal complaint notes the church was first tipped off to an issue when leaders discovered a credit card balance of over $20,000 on a card that normally doesn't carry a balance. White eventually admitted to investigators she took around $35,000 dating back to 2017. Despite the admission to investigators, White entered a not guilty plea on 3 felony charges in court Thursday. She faces up to 30 years in prison. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Church says no other employees nor any church members were involved.
Kohl's CEO is out over a conflict of interest with a vendor who is also a romantic partner.
They knew each other from when they both worked at Walmart several years ago.
Ashley Buchanan was just 4 months on the job as CEO of Kohl's and was looking at a compensation package worth more than $20 million. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reporter Tom Dinkins says word about an ethics report caught everyone by surprise.
It was disclosed to the SEC with a filing that was made. That's how we found out about it.
The company employs 4,000 people just in our area. Interim board chair Michael Bender will serve as a replacement until the top spot is filled once again. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
And now Buchanan's romantic partner, she's lost her job too. Boston Consulting Group fired Chandra Holt, firm's senior advisor working on a multi-million-dollar contract with Kohl's. She is the founder and CEO of coffee brand Incredibrew. Neither Buchanan nor Holt told their respective employers, according to the filings, that they were romantically involved.
Enacting a plan to take on lead dust at MPS.
The new lead action plan offers options beyond remediation. Interim Chief School Administration Officer Harris.
Our next steps and long-term vision is to complete stabilization efforts in schools built before 1950 by the end of summer break.
MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casellia says while cleanup is the top priority, MPS needs to consider rebuilding schools.
85 years of a building is just too much, and we are wasting money continuing to try to remediate lead paint.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
Did he get fired or not? ABC's Mary Bruce.
President Trump shaking up his national security team, ousting embattled national security advisor Mike Waltz from the role. Waltz created a major headache for the administration and a national security incident by starting a group chat with senior administration officials using the encrypted messaging app Signal to discuss highly sensitive details about military strikes in Yemen, and mistakenly adding a reporter to the chat.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is also picking up the position of National Security Advisor. He's the first person to hold both titles since Henry Kissinger. That was during the Nixon administration. Duty-free, higher prices and delayed shipping are in store for consumers with the end of what's been called an import loophole. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer.
The Trump administration is ending today something called the de minimis exemption. Until today, it's let packages under $800 come into the U.S., mostly from China, duty-free. That's as many as 4 million packages a day. And that rule that expired at 12:01 a.m., it was created because sometimes processing a tariff fee on those small packages would cost more than the fee itself, or it was just more work than it was actually worth.
Trade tensions have been on the rise between U.S. and China, of course, but President Trump says it's all about stopping the flow of illegal drugs into the country.
Coming up, careful in the kitchen. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
It's Steinhaffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets and get up to $300 in Steinhaffel's cash. And take advantage of Steinhaffel's special 60-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
The Arkansas man accused of abducting a pregnant teenager from Beaver Dam has been bound over for trial. He's 40 years old, Gary Day. Came back from Nebraska to Wisconsin. He was extradited after being found with now 17-year-old Sophia Franklin. at a truck stop outside of Omaha. The pair had been missing since early February. Now, he is believed to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. Dave facing now 4 felony charges of child abduction and child enticement. His arraignment set for early June.
Music mogul Sean Combs had a chance to take a plea deal, but he turned it down. CBS's Erik Duncan was in the courtroom for the final hearing before the trial of the hip-hop star and mogul known as Diddy or Puff Daddy. Now, Monday is jury selection.
Prospective jurors have already filled out a list of questions that acts as sort of an initial screening process. And starting Monday, the judge plans to bring in at least 50 prospective jurors every day, hoping to quickly select the 12 jurors and 6 alternates.
Details of the plea deal for Combs have not been made public.
A new danger in the kitchen.
They have become hugely popular.
Meet the Ninja Foodie, the pressure cooker that crisps. It's the best of pressure cooking and air frying all in one.
Now, Shark Ninja is recalling around 2 million Foodie OP 300 series pressure cookers sold in the U.S. and Canada. It comes after more than 100 people suffered burn injuries after hot food spewed out of the devices. There have been more than 50 reports of people getting 2nd or 3rd degree burns.
Company says the pressure cookers have a lid that can be opened while it's in use. Those with the devices being told to contact Shark Ninja for a free replacement lid. It is 8 minutes after 8 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Kohlder's, and the Memorial Day savings have arrived early at Kohlder's. They're giving all of our valued listeners, like you, exclusive access to their Friends and Family pricing event. It's something they've never done before. Shop Kohlder's Friends and Family pricing store-wide. Save 65% on furniture and mattresses, sofas, sectionals, dining tables, bedroom sets, mattresses, everything. I just shopped Kohlder's, just got great deals, incredible customer service, and if you're shopping for appliances, take an extra 5% off. Extra 5% at Kohlder's. You can shop all of your favorite appliance brands in-store or online. It's the Friends and Family pricing sale. Plus, they make it easy with 60 months financing. Exclusive savings won't last forever. Don't miss Kohlder's Memorial Day Early Access Friends and Family sale. It ends Monday, May 5th. Shop at 4 convenient locations: West Allis, Delafield, Oak Creek, Grafton. It's where I shop. Or browse online at Kohlder's.com.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Kohlder's.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Flimsy, feeble, flaccid. That's how you can describe most pre-approval letters these days, because most banks still issue pre-approval letters without actually verifying your income, employment, or down payment. That's the exact opposite of an Accunet rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval, where we put a $2,000 guarantee behind the fact the seller can actually rely on the terms of your pre-approval and offer. With Accunet, there's also a possibility of issuing a property-specific pre-approval with as little as a 10% down payment that includes the magic words, "No appraisal required." That's right, Accunet may be able to issue your pre-approval without needing an appraisal. That's the kind of certainty that can help a seller say yes to your offer. Sure, you can try competing with a flimsy bank pre-approval, or you can click on the blue button at Accunet.com and get started with the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as the best in the business. That's ACCUNET.com.
Debbie, what do you see on the drive here?
Well, a little bit of a backup along northbound 43 as per usual, just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. But the southbound side's been rolling along pretty well this morning. No delays there. Northbound 41 still heavy from Watertown Plank Road up to Burleigh. Southbound 41 slow from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. And tune into today's Brewers pregame show for the Big Fish roof update. Spoiler alert. Roof won't be closed today. High temperature of just 52 degrees and a slight chance of showers. Tonight's low down to 39. Right now at 43 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Is it safe to say most of the country pays attention to this specific event only this time of year? Is that safe, that most people aren't thinking about horses or horse races until...
But for this one day.
And then the opportunity that could come with the Preakness in a couple of weeks, and then the opportunity for a Triple Crown a couple of weeks after that. We're talking
Might get
about
you 2 more days.
Yes, yeah. The Kentucky Derby, but it's always amazing the interest level and the gambling and the just overall fascination with the Kentucky Derby when we get into May. Let's go to Louisville now. Joining us now, a CBS correspondent, Ed Peak, who we're told has been to every Kentucky Derby or pretty darn close. Good morning, sir.
Well, I haven't been to all 150, but I have been to, I think, right around 25, 30, maybe even 40. I've lost track. I've been to so many of them.
So for the lay person, what is it about this event, Ed, that just makes it so magical?
Well, I think it's a couple of things. I think our country still likes tradition, and there's no more, besides the World Series in baseball, I think, and maybe the Super Bowl, there's no more traditional sports event than the Kentucky Derby. 151 consecutive years. It's an event where you'll have a $2 bettor go to the window with maybe all he's got is $4, and he bets his $2 and, turns that into 20. Or you'll go look down the aisle, and there's a guy at the $100 window. And it's very unique in the respect that you've got people from all avenues of the United States.
Sure.
They come from the west, the east, the north, the south, and it is what horsemen will tell you. They want to win the Kentucky Derby because there's a couple of things. Number one, a horse is only 3 once. 2, it's the beginning of the Triple Crown, and their tradition is such that horsemen are really traditionalist-like, and they don't like to break from tradition. And it's really we got Bob Baffert back this year. Dwayne Lucas is in his upper 80s, almost 90. We have 72-year-old Lonnie Briley from Louisiana. So it has a lot of different personalities and a lot of different interesting little intricacies that it has from year to year. Every Derby is different.
Talking with Ed Peak from CBS News. He's live with us from Louisville this morning. Ed, the other thing that I think is fascinating that probably a lot of us don't know if you're only paying attention to that one race at the Derby is this is a days-long affair in and around Louisville.
Right. The gates will open at 9 a.m. Tomorrow. They're also open today at 9 a.m. because we have the Kentucky Oaks, which is the fillies. But tomorrow they'll open at 9 a.m. and they'll pack well over 100,000 people into this racetrack. They don't allow as many people, or I shouldn't say that. They charge much more to get in the infield. When I was younger, in my teens, we could get into the infield for like $20. Well, now they've gone up with the price on that. Plus, things are going to change. Churchill is under another renovation in the infield, and that's going to change where we're going to have corporate boxes and things like that. So Churchill with the Twin Spires, still very traditional and still one of the great venues in all of sport.
Ed, how is the horse racing sport going right now? And we've heard from time to time tragedy where different tracks have struggled with injuries or deaths and fatalities of some of these horses. Where is the sport right now as far as its trajectory?
Well, I'll say this. It's in a better shape now than it was 2 years ago. Derby weekend, I think we had at the track, there were about 8 different deaths of horses. And it was just one of those odd things where, when you're running over 1,000-pound animal on 4 what I call toothpicks, it's going to cause problems. I mean, horses back in the day, back in the Old West in the 20s and the 30s, I'm sure horses broke legs all the time, and you just had to put them down. Some of them are so severe they can't recover from it. Like Barbaro did after winning the Derby. I think Barbaro won close to 20 years ago now. But it's better now. They have stepped up 2 things: the safety at the tracks. Matter of fact, Belmont Park, which hosts the third leg of the Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, is doing a complete renovation, and the Belmont this year, again, for the second straight year, will be at Aqueduct. Churchill has absolutely done a lot of searching for problems. And matter of fact, we've only had one, and that's not unusual for early in the morning when they're working for a horse to maybe take a bad step, do this or that, and he's his career is either finished or sometimes they even have to put him down, which is obviously a downer for everyone. But we've already had one scratch today. Scratch time for the Derby is 9 a.m. today, which was about 15 minutes ago. And some breaking news, we do have one scratch already in Grande, trained by Todd Fletcher, which was probably one of the horses 10, 12, 14 to 1 in line. And yesterday we had another scratch. It was one of Bob Baffert's horses in Rodriguez. So Vince and Erik, it's a great business. It's a lot of different people that are in it. Like Lonnie Briley is 72. Heck, he hasn't had a handful of stakes race winners, but yet here he is coming to the Kentucky Derby. And if he wins, that'll be a great story.
Ed Peak joining us from Louisville, CBS correspondent, covering the Derby once again this year. Enjoy the festivities, Ed. We know it's always a great pageantry.
Well, guys, I'll have a bourbon or a for you guys, and be thinking about you tomorrow when you're watching the Brewers beat whoever they're playing.
I'll take that deal. It's the Cubs.
We too will enjoy a bourbon.
Yes.
I'm a Reds fan, so we don't like the Brewers.
All right, sure, we'll help you out. Thank you, Ed.
All right, be well, Ed. Thank you very much. As of now, it would appear, he mentioned some of the scratches, that the most heavily favored horse at 3 to 1 right now still remains Journalism.
Interesting. Journalism hasn't been favored in decades. 8:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, we do have some backups on northbound 43 still coming up from about, just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Key. Southbound 43, is anybody there? There's nobody there. It's like super light volume right now. We got southbound 41 backing up from Appleton Avenue down to Burleigh. Northbound's backed up from Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue, and then again from Burleigh up to Hampton. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
They did it again. And people always want to share their stories. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, my golfing buddy. 2 new knees from OAW this offseason. Did one, healed up, did the other, healed up. We walked 18 holes together the other day. Amazing recovery. And he hasn't walked the course pain-free in years. I mean, it no longer hurts me to watch him hobble around. This, too, can be your outcome when you visit the docs at OAW. Maybe it's physical therapy or another non-invasive treatment that's the right fit for you. In fact, I just was out for the grand opening of a new physical and occupational therapy clinic in Washington County, right there in Germantown off the freeway. Honest doctors and therapists who will lay out your options. Visit the new physical therapy center right there in Germantown. Walk in at an ASAP clinic in Brookfield or Pewaukee, or start online anytime at orthowisconsin.com.
Spring is in the air, the perfect time to kickstart those home improvement dreams. Hi, Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. They're your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient upgrades. Boost your curb appeal and add real value with top brands like Pella, Anderson, Marmon, and more. All customized to fit your home and your style. Wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, they've got it all. And their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom is the place to start. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us.
Or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Are you getting older and ready to simplify your life? Chorizo at Grace Commons in Menominee Falls is your answer. Come tour these beautiful new duplex and fourplex homes. Filled with modern amenities and designed for older adults, Chorizo is a maintenance-free community built around a central resident clubhouse that features a pickleball court, golf simulator, walking paths, and much more. Rent starts at $34.60 per month. Call today and tour Chorizo at Grace Commons, a Capri community. CapriCommunities.com.
The leader in the dugout, the skipper, the man who riles up the crew with his words of inspiration.
You mean my old ass? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's our guy. Brewers manager Pat Murphy joins Wisconsin's Morning News every Tuesday at 8:45 for Brewers 360.
We're a team that the other team's going to feel us. You know, you're not going to walk away from a series and not be felt. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Honestly had no intentions of doing the boat story again today. But I feel like while we needed a break, there's things developing on the story.
Concrete new details.
Sorry, we have to do it for two reasons. Got to do it because there is new information this morning on how the attempt to remove that beached boat on Milwaukee's lakefront may affect a lot of drivers in the area.
It could affect your morning commute.
Also indicative, I think, of how they're going to try to get this thing out. And then two, per Erik's rule that was stated on this here program yesterday, I talked with the mayor last night.
I hate to have to ask you this, mostly because I'm exhausted of the story. The boat? But what's going on with the boat?
I knew you were going to ask me about the boat.
He knew it was coming. I asked him some other stuff.
Yeah.
But mostly I wanted the boat.
Got to, though. From now on, county executive as well. He's also on that list.
That's what you said. Ran into the mayor at the launch event for Milwaukee World Festival season. He was there. And Erik, I think you said correctly on this show, until that boat is gone, anytime there's a reporter at something like a ribbon cutting or a groundbreaking or whatever, okay, you can have your thing. But also, I'm going to ask you about this boat until the thing is gone. So with you ringing in my ears, right? Hey, you got to ask him. So got to nail these guys down. So I did. More from the mayor in a moment, though. First, what we know about Milwaukee County's attempt now to get that boat named Deep Thought off the beach. The Parks Department issued a traffic bulletin. They're planning to shut down Lincoln Memorial Drive on Tuesday between both of the roads that go up the bluff, Lafayette and Water Tower Roads. The area between there is going to be closed for the salvage operation on Tuesday.
Which would suggest that they're going to pull it onto land.
That's what I think. Unless they just have a lot of equipment that they somehow would need to stage specifically there. But I wonder if they're going to try to, instead of what Jerry's been trying at his salvage operation, to try to, what did he say, build a lake around it and float it out of there.
Out, yeah.
Or somebody's just going to attach some high-powered stuff to this thing and rip it out.
Just lift it up and pull it.
If it busts all up, then fine. Then go get the pieces or whatever. But we're done messing around here and want to get this thing out. But the Parks Department, again, saying they're going to have Lincoln Memorial Drive shut down on Tuesday for that salvage operation. There will be a new group trying to get the boat out. Based on that, again, sounds like they're going at it differently. So that's the county. The mayor, again, he runs the city. Remember, he thought this thing would be gone a week ago.
Well, I believe it was a week ago. I made an announcement of an anonymous donor that came in, really wanted to get rid of this nuisance, this public nuisance that's washed up on the beach here. Look, I'm agnostic about how it gets, cleared out. I just want the thing to be cleared out. That's it. So my role was to connect the dots. There was a problem, a public nuisance. Somebody stepped up and said, "Hey, Mayor, I want to help," and I connected the two. So hopefully at some point we're able to get the thing moved out and gone, which is, my priority. And I'd like it to not have to cost taxpayers at all, too.
We would also like that. Remember, Jerry's Silo Marina didn't get the job done. They went at it a couple of times. The salvage operators did recover a bunch of stuff from the boat, right?
So, yeah, they basically took everything out of it and put it into a trailer.
Okay, which is good because you don't want that stuff floating away either.
Right.
But Jerry's out. Seems like the city is out at this point as well.
The county seems to be stepping up and sort of taking ownership of the next step of removal. Are you in contact with County Executive Crowley?
We did touch base about the anonymous donor that was coming in to help out with the removal, which unfortunately hasn't happened at this point right now. We haven't talked about what the county is going to do, but I mean, I wish them well. I mean, again, I'm agnostic about how it happens. I just want the thing gone.
Okay, noted. If they manage to pull this thing out Tuesday, is it going to end up somewhere is another question.
Yeah, are they going to save it? Because we got the idea just from when we talked to Jerry at the salvage place that there was interest in someone wanting to save the boat, not to use it again in the water, but like maybe to turn it into some type of art piece or some type of, I don't know, conversation starter at some institution, facility, brewery, restaurant, etc.
Can we put it, the suggestion was made, I think by Jerry at the salvage place, that the art museum had reached out to him as interest. The art museum was quick to point out to us that didn't come from us. But is there a home somewhere not on the beach for this boat?
Yeah, I think there is a home for it. So then it's in the trash. So we'll eventually get there.
Did you hear him laughing before I even finished the question? Like, no, nobody wants this.
It's going into the garbage.
This is trash.
You can't tell me someone doesn't want a piece of that thing.
Well, so that's, and after that question, just so you know, they literally started the music to begin the event that the mayor was speaking at. So, like, fairness to them, like, he wasn't avoiding my questions, and I didn't not ask. We did run out of time.
There's only so much you can pepper him with. Yeah.
And, but other questions that I had is, can you tell me anything more about the anonymous donor? The anonymous donor,
is it multiple now?
Did the one anonymous donor have to pay for Jerry's operation that didn't get the thing off? Or are you pooling that? Like, is Jerry getting paid?
Or is he out his money?
Are any of these anonymous donors perhaps interested in retaining the property and thus using it for something else? Like a bunch of other questions there still.
I get the impression some of these donors just want it gone. Think it's uglifying the beachfront.
And Mayor's certainly in that group. I just want it gone. It's trash. So Tuesday will be interesting. Weather permitting, they're going to go at it again with a different operator, a different salvage company, and also it appears a different method to try to get this boat off the beach.
Yeah, I think there is a home for it. So then it's in the trash.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuraliving.com. It's Azura.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family priced. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. American employers added 177,000 jobs in the month of April, a better than expected number. One economist says the U.S. economy refuses to buckle in the face of the trade war uncertainty. The unemployment rate holds steady at 4.2%. A key exemption on inexpensive items from China ended overnight. ABC's Becky Worley explains.
We're reflecting on those small dollar purchases that are shipped directly from China or Hong Kong. We're talking under $800 in value. They've been exempt from tariffs, but not anymore. Starting today, these items now face a tariff of 120% or a $100 per item flat fee. The White House says that rate increase will go up to $200 starting June 1st.
Prince Harry has lost a challenge at the UK Court of Appeals over his request for security arrangements, while in Great Britain, the Duke of Sussex had challenged the government's decision to strip him of those funds. This is ABC News.
We got northbound 43 backing up from about Fond du Lac Avenue up past Burleigh. The southbound side still nice and clear. Northbound on 41, backing up from just north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up almost to Hampton. Southbound side slowing down just south of Good Hope Road all the way to Capitol Drive. Rest of the system is still looking pretty quiet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm Team forecast, a high of just 52 degrees today with a slight chance of showers under mostly cloudy skies. And more of the same overnight, low down to 39. Milwaukee temp now at 44. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, former employee at a Fox Point church now charged with stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the church over several years. Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. Criminal complaint suggests she admitted to stealing some $35,000 over several years. White entered a not guilty plea in court.
Former Milwaukee police captain was fired earlier this year after blocking the transfer of a sergeant. Why? Well, allegedly because she believed that sergeant would be taking parental leave. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Roberta Klein was found to have violated the department's policies on equal employment opportunity and maintaining professional standards. She was fired in January. She is appealing her termination to the Fire and Police Commission.
President Trump signing an executive order aimed at cutting funding for the two biggest public broadcasters in the U.S.
The order directs the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to cancel all existing and future funding for NPR and PBS because the president thinks they're biased. In a social media post, the White House said the outlets, quote, receive millions from taxpayers to spread radical woke propaganda disguised as news. In a statement, NPR defended its editorial practices and decision-making, saying they're independent and free from outside influence. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Another state is moving to restrict young people's access to social media.
Addiction specialists have added misuse of social media to the disorders they're seeing in their patients.
I believe that this is the modern-day cigarette.
Texas State Representative Jared Patterson.
We're going to wake up and realize what we have done to an entire generation of kids that are on this highly addictive product called social media.
He's proposed a bill prohibiting social media companies from allowing anyone under 18 in Texas to open an account. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Wisconsin, as of now, has no state-specific laws regulating youth social media use.
Jawohl, wir trinken in the park.
As long as the weather cooperates, Estabrook Beer Garden will open for the season this evening. Milwaukee County's 13 permanent and traveling beer gardens are big revenue generators every warm season. In 2024, they brought in just over $3 million, a big leap forward from 2012 when Estabrook was the county's only operating beer garden and made $82,000 in revenue. Tonight's opening ceremony begins at 6 with Milwaukee County dignitaries on hand for the inaugural keg tapping. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The boat is on the way. Leave the road behind. Big Blue is calling. Lake Michigan's Milwaukee Ferry. The Ferry Express trips are now underway. Senior VP at Lake Express, Aaron Schultz, tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News just moments ago as the boat was leaving dock what to expect this season.
In June, we'll add some night trips, but right now we have a 6 a.m. and a 12:30 that gets you away from Milwaukee and on your way to West Michigan. We'll get across Lake Michigan, 78 miles in 2.5 hours.
So Aaron was on the bridge, he says. We asked him to ask the captain to honk the horn or to pull the cable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it.
He seemed offended by the question. Well, the captain is on the...
He's busy cross-checking stuff, which, really, is it hard to just give it a good old honk?
He's right there by the horn. I thought that could have been
It's a free
done.
commercial.
Yes.
Right? You can't play the horn once.
Time for news about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. We are just minutes off the opening bell, and everything's on the rise here. Dow Jones Industrial Average up over 1% at 41,232. The S&P 500 at 5663. That's up almost 60 points, and the NASDAQ is up 146 points to 17,858. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36.
There you go. On the horn, you got one. Traffic is sponsored by the all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
Coming up, why do we have public broadcasting?
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, the best in the area. They're going to take care of you big time. You want to play pickleball. You want to golf. You want to play with your grandkids in the front yard and do it with no pain. Go to the place that has the highest patient satisfaction ratings and the top doctors in the area. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. I've met the docs. I've walked through the hospital. It's absolutely incredible. They're going to take great care of you from beginning to end. Go to OHOW.com, hit the request an appointment button. OHOW.com, request an appointment.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kiandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at adventknows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Journalism majors, of which I've had a lot of problems with. So I must be honest. I'm not sure I like them. No, I do. But you're really leading of everything because we need a great and free press. We need a brilliant press.
President Trump delivering the commencement address at the University of Alabama Thursday evening.
And moments after that address, the president did sign that executive order. You heard it in the bottom of the hour news, aimed at cutting funding for the two biggest public broadcasters in the U.S. It's only $500 million, which sounds ridiculous to say, right? Only $500 million. But I think Corporation for Public Broadcasting, they're in the neighborhood of $500 million in federal funding. That would be your PBS. A couple others mixed in there as well. In the grand scheme of our federal budget, it's not a lot of money. And frankly, in their budget, it's 15%, which is substantial, but it's not like it's cutting their funding in half. I asked the question this morning.
Go ahead.
Like, is there still a need, you could argue, was there ever, but is there a need for public broadcasting, for our federal government, for your tax dollars and mine, to fund broadcast outlets?
I like Nova.
Fine.
Is PBS still going to air Nova?
So, well, that's not the question I asked. I didn't ask, should we get rid of Nova?
Wait, don't tell me. Actually, it's a pretty funny program on NPR.
Right. Do you not have enough choices on your 758 channels of whatever you got?
But that's not a reason. Well, go ahead. Keep going.
No, well, that was, I'm not, I think I know where I come down. I'm actually asking the question. Right. Nova's a good show. I like Nova. And when you watch Nova, if apparently as you do, what do you see on the front end of Nova?
And ask for donations.
Yep. And all of the people, this program's brought to you by this foundation and by this foundation and by this and by viewers like you. So like, it's not like Nova has to go away if you don't use public tax money to fund PBS. And I like PBS too. My kids watched a bunch of shows on there. Like, I'm not trying to kill Sesame Street or what. I was always more of a Mr. Rogers guy anyway. Sesame Street never fooled me. That was an education show. Right?
When you
Too
were a
much
kid,
learning going on. We're doing numbers and alphabet here. This seems like learning to me. Mr. Rogers just had the trolley. We had good times over there.
You know how to spell BS.
That's right. My point being is, especially given where we are now with the proliferation of any number of ways that we get our media, everybody or most of us have a computer in our hand all the time that gives you access, this portal into like all of the information and everything that's ever been done or created.
Is that the reason why he wants to cut funding?
Well, okay,
or is it political?
Let's take the politics out of it. So I can ask the question without being political as to whether or not you think PBS is biased or not, whether they lean left or not. Regardless of that, can we not ask the question of why are we still using people's tax dollars to fund a broadcast outlet? We don't get tax dollars to fund our broadcast outlet. And you can like or not like our news. You can believe it's biased or not biased. Like, you're free to form your own opinions of that. But if you like the product that we provide, you come on here for free. To listen to our show is free. To access our app is free. We still offer this service at $0. We asked you to listen to a few of our partners here and the messages that we have for them. It's a contract we have for you to be a part of the program. But why is it a dated model to suggest we need public broadcasting? You could make the argument, remember, with public access, with the cable channels and things like that, right? People should have access to the public airways. Well, anybody who's got anything to say about anything can go ahead and post your video on any number of free sites right now. So I ask the question, apolitically, do we still need, even if you argued we ever did, hundreds of millions of dollars to be funneled into some sort of public broadcasting when there are plenty of options out there? And you can still have your Nova. If you like Nova, somebody will step up and fund it.
I'm just curious.
Or, I don't know, why don't you throw in?
Maybe I do.
Whatever your portion is, you go send it on in if you want your Nova. I do like Nova. It's a good show.
I was going to say, I really like that show.
And Mr. Rogers.
Hey, by the way, 8:43. So we should mention programming notes. The Brewers 360 is coming up next. We got Adam McCalvey today. But we should mention, because it's been a little fluid the last several weeks, unfortunately, because of breaking news and PTO and different things. But Greg Pancake Hill and his Pancake Breakfast Special will return. New date and time. Well, new time.
You were delivering this with the urgency of breaking news.
Well, but because this is an appointment.
Okay.
The breakfast special will now be delivered and served every Friday at 9:40. So it's a 9:40 live announcement of whatever he's serving that day. Fridays at 9:40. And what we should also point out, for those who are like, well, damn it, I'm at work by 9:40, or I got other things. I'm not hungry at 9:40. You can always text the word Vince, because we always put that as part of the podcast page. It's always separated, and you can catch it.
It's also free.
Yeah. Text the word Vince to the WTMJ. Sound in Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620, and we'll always have you your pancake breakfast special. But 9:40-ish on a Friday is its new time.
I'll take your Nova donations too, by the way.
I've got a fantastic trip that I'm planning right now. I'd love for you to be with us. It's America's Music Cities for the holidays. It's early December. It's an 8-day tour of some great spots. New Orleans, Memphis, and Nashville. Check out New Orleans, the vibrant French Quarter, all decked out for the holidays. Then we're on to the amazing city of Memphis, Elvis Presley's Graceland. It is going to look absolutely fantastic. On to Nashville. We make chocolate, take a horse-drawn carriage ride, and we stay at the magical Opryland Resort. It's with Colette, the travel company I trust. We'll handle all the details for you: flights, meals, hotels, local experiences. I'm going to be there. I want you to be with us. Send me an email. I send you the information. John@WTMJ.com. John@WTMJ.com. Space is limited. We'll discover America's musical legacy wrapped in dazzling lights and seasonal decor. Let me get you the info. I'd love for you to be with us. John, John, at WTMJ.com. It's America's Music Cities with Colette, the travel company I trust.
Played golf the other day, and box elders all over the place. And my buddy says, man, seeing those all over the house now, aren't you? No. Then I told him to call the Bugman. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense. Told my friend what I'm telling you right now. We had Adam and his team out last fall, and I'm still enjoying the effects of the inside-out treatment in our home. And we're going to do it again this spring, so we have a bug-free home through the summer and into the fall. Ants, pill bugs, earwigs, and more. They're all looking for a place to stay right now, particularly after the recent rains. But we'll get you on the Bugman's list. Get that taken care of. 6-month guarantee when you treat inside and out. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, and 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. To the best in local pest defense, Bugman, queenbee.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Flimsy, feeble, flaccid. That's how you can describe most pre-approval letters these days because most banks still issue pre-approval letters without actually verifying your income, employment, or down payment. That's the exact opposite of an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval, where we put a $2,000 guarantee behind the fact the seller can actually rely on the terms of your pre-approval and offer. With AccuNet, there's also a possibility of issuing a property-specific pre-approval with as little as a 10% down payment that includes the magic words, no appraisal required. That's right, AccuNet may be able to issue your pre-approval without needing an appraisal. That's the kind of certainty that can help a seller say yes to your offer. Sure, you can try competing with a flimsy bank pre-approval, or you can click on the blue button at AccuNet.com and get started with the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as the best in the business. That's ACCUNET.com.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. On this Friday, joined by MLB.com Brewers beat writer Adam McCalvey. Morning, Adam.
Good morning.
Hey, were you in Chicago for this last series here with the Sox?
No, I actually burned a staycation, so I am coming off. I was in San Francisco, and then I missed the rest of the trip. So I feel lucky after seeing, our friends Jeff Levering and Sophia Minert, and even hearing Pat Murphy talk about how April was the longest year of their lives.
Yeah, kind of was. This was the longest road trip of the season for the Brewers, was it not?
It was, and I mean a brutal month when you add on, Phoenix to New York, obviously then Milwaukee, then back to Phoenix again for that road trip, then back to San Francisco for a road trip. I mean, they've gotten a lot of their toughest travel out of the way, and, with 5 months to go in the regular season.
So to finish this stretch here at even, add in all of the pitching woes and the injuries and all of that stuff, I don't know. If you told me all of this stuff was going to happen, Adam, and then you included, these couple of tough road trips, all the travel, all of that stuff, and offered me 16 and 16, I would take it.
Not bad.
Yeah, look, I think this is one of those situations where there's enough for whatever your vision of this year's Brewers are, you're going to find it in what you've seen so far this April. I totally agree with you that, to come through it, especially on the pitching side, especially on the starting pitching side, they are way, way deep into their depth, way deeper than we thought, including a guy, Quinn Priester, who's starting tonight, who wasn't in the organization on opening day. They had to go out and trade for him. So that has been a huge challenge, and they come through it at 500. If you're on the other side and you're not so sure about the Brewers, they're not going to slug. Well, they're not slugging. They're having to score runs in other ways. And, I would say the other negative is we've seen Pat Murphy kind of bench some guys early in the year, which I don't know that we've really seen that in a lot of Aprils. So he is taking kind of an aggressive hand in trying to squeeze the most out of his young players, but also setting the standard of we need to play a certain way in order to win. If we're going to, take the Cubs, if we're going to win the division again, if we're going to prove everybody wrong, we need to play clean baseball, aggressive, but smart. And there were some mistakes on that road trip that some players found themselves on the bench.
Cubs seem a little different this year.
Well, Kyle Tucker's the biggest change. I mean, he's a beast, and they got him from the Astros over the winter. We'll see if he is a Cub long-term or if this is just a one-year stop. But he is a very, very good player and has made them, is one of the reasons that they're off to a solid start. When you look at the standings, I did actually for the first time because you sort of forget about them early, I think. But, Cubs, Reds, Brewers, I think that's pretty much what we expected, and that's the three teams at the top right now.
Yeah, we got a 7:10 first pitch for Brewers and Cubs tonight as the guys slept in their own beds for the first time in almost 2 weeks after this roadie. So we got the Cubs here for this weekend set. Can we go off topic a little bit, Adam? We talk with Brewers manager Pat Murphy on Tuesdays here on this segment, and I feel like we should be pushing this, E.
So Vince randomly asked him about the NFL draft being in Green Bay and how well it went. And then Vince goes, yeah, so maybe another all-star game in Milwaukee. And listen to what Murph said here.
I think you'll see that before long. I think you will. Major League Baseball respects the heck out of Mark, our owner, and they respect what the Milwaukee Brewers have done and the way we've done it. I think that's apparent. If somebody's close to Major League Baseball, they know the respect that Commissioner's office has for Mark and the Milwaukee Brewers. I think that you'll see that happen. And there's a lot that goes into it, and it does take time, and you have to be patient. But I do think that you'll see that.
What do you think?
Well, I wish you would have given me a heads up that you were going to ask me that, because I feel like I just read. Did you guys look into this? With the next, 3-ish are out there, or at least rumored out there?
I think that's right. I know Atlanta's. Are they next? Are they this year?
They're this year. Yep.
Okay.
Philly is on the list because of the 250th, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, these things are set way in advance, and I mean, this would be news to me. I totally agree with everything Murph said about the close connection between Mark Attanasio and the commissioner's office, and Mark is on a lot of MLB committees, but I know there's also a lot of other owners who would love to have an all-star game. So I don't know. It's a good venue with a roof, and it would be really nice to have do-over for the city of Milwaukee. I remember that was my second year covering the team, and I have such a clear memory of, the sauna-like atmosphere for the home run derby. And, I know they've done a lot to the roof since then to make it function right. And I just remember it being pretty wet for a lot of the fans sitting behind home plate that night. And the gala got rained out, and then the game itself was a tie. It would be nice to have a redo. And just personally, I remember that was my first. MLB calls them jewel events. Those big, all-star game. When they travel to a certain special venue. It was my first one as covering a major league team, and I was so over my skis. You guys know that experience where you have no idea what you're doing, and then when you look back on it, you almost don't remember it because you were so overwhelmed. That was me at 2012.
Yeah, it's called this show almost daily, Adam.
Yeah. So I'd like a do-over as well, but I don't know. I don't know that that's on the calendar.
Quick internet search here reveals, Truist Park in Atlanta for this season, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia in 26, and this on SI.com lists 27 as TBD. We're available.
Okay.
Tell your friends over there at MLB.
Yeah, I'll see. I will wield my enormous non-existent power.
Adam McKelvey live with us here on Brewers 360 this morning. Great to catch up with you, my friend.
All right. See you guys.
And welcome home, too. Man, longest road trip of the season, definitely. Want to remind you can join us for WTMJ Day at the ballpark. It's coming up already on May 17th. You get tickets by logging on to WTMJday.com. It's WTMJday.com. We've got a special tailgate. There's going to be food and beverages provided by our friends at Woodman's. Really appreciate their support for the event. WTMJday.com. Brewers and Twins at American Family Field, and we'd love to have you out there. One more time before 9 o'clock here, Debbie.
All right, northbound on 43, backing up right around the North Avenue curve all the way to Keefe. Southbound has been quiet all morning long and still is. We've got southbound 41, though, backing up from Good Hope Road all the way past Capitol Drive, the northbound side, slowing down just past Moreland Road. I'm sorry, Moreland. Just past Highway 100 all the way up to about Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
What do your favorite vacation, investment portfolio, and backyard all have in common? The perfect theme for your next call to Outdoor Living Unlimited for a new dream backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited can bring your best vacation to your backyard and show you what a worthwhile investment back into your own property can look like. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and a must-see automated pergola? Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design your new space, build your new space, and you can relax in style at home. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hey, the flowers are popping, the birds are chirping, there's blue in the sky. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I host Experience Wisconsin Saturdays at 1 o'clock, and spring is popping big time in our state. Won't you join us as we check out some of the people, places, and things that make Wisconsin so super special? On this week's show, going to be a good one. We head to the Northwoods and check in with Rhinelander, and we also visit Elkhorn. It's Experience Wisconsin Saturdays at 1, the whole state from east to west, north to south on WTMJ. It's the weekend. Take your family to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club for a free dinner. I just might do that. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The all-you-can-eat fish fry is fabulous. I love the perch. All other dinners are buy one, get one free, including the pecan-crusted salmon, the pan-fried walleye. They've got new items on the dinner menu. Enjoy your favorite steak, seafood, pasta, even steak and lobster, prime rib on Saturday, all of that. Your second dinner is always free. Sip on an old-fashioned. They've got over 20 bourbons and 100 wines. And that old world bar, it is so fun. You'll love the Fox and Hounds, all you can eat Friday fish fry. All other dinners are buy one, get one free this weekend. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive, the views, the kettle moraine, spectacular this time of year. Now serving lunch on Saturdays from 11 a.m. till 2. The all you can eat Sunday brunch is magnificent. Tables are open. Call and reserve your free dinner or check it out. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
This is Jill Schlesinger. May is Military Appreciation Month, and I know how much I appreciate the military. I married into a military family. I hear from so many members of the military, and Navy Federal Credit Union wants us to celebrate those who go above and beyond for us every day. If you're active duty, a veteran, or part of a military family, you're eligible to join. At Navy Federal Credit Union, the members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/celebrate. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The Brewers are back home to take on the dreaded Chicago Cubs.
Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Ground ball to second base. Big hop for Terang. Tosses to first in time. And the Brewers have shut out the Cubs.
Our coverage of the I-94 rivalry starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up. We are your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 9:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, May 2nd, our top story. Stealing from the church.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The mayor says throw it away.
Your Storm Team forecast, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance of showers through the day with a high of just 52 degrees. Tonight's low down to 39, again with a slight chance of showers. Right now at 46 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, former employee at Fox Point Church is charged now, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars over several years.
Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. A criminal complaint notes the church was first tipped off to an issue when leaders discovered a credit card balance of over $20,000 on a card that normally doesn't carry a balance. White eventually admitted to investigators she took around $35,000 dating back to 2017. Despite the admission to investigators, White entered a not guilty plea on 3 felony charges in court Thursday. She faces up to 30 years in prison. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Church says there were no other employees nor church members involved.
A former Milwaukee police captain fired earlier this year after blocking the transfer of a sergeant. Why would she do that? Well, allegedly because she believed that sergeant was going to take parental leave soon. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporting Roberta Klein found to have violated the department's policies on equal employment opportunities. She was fired in January. She's expected to appeal that termination next week.
Kohl's CEO fired over a conflict of interest with a vendor who it turns out was a romantic partner.
They knew each other from when they both worked at Walmart several years ago.
Ashley Buchanan was just 4 months on the job as CEO of Kohl's and was looking at a compensation package worth more than $20 million. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporter Tom Dinkins says word about an ethics report caught everyone by surprise.
It was disclosed to the SEC with a filing that was made. That's how we found out about it.
The company employs 4,000 people just in our area. Interim board chair Michael Bender will serve as a replacement until the top spot is filled once again. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Buchanan's romantic partner has also lost her job in all of this. Boston Consulting Group has fired Chandra Holt. She's the firm's senior advisor working on a multi-million-dollar contract with Kohl's. She's also the founder of CEO of coffee brand Incredibrew. Neither Buchanan nor Holt told their respective employers that they were romantically linked.
Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow is back at work. He's still recuperating from a major cancer surgery.
Overall, feeling really good. Strength is slowly coming back. It has been great to be able to hear from people and talk to people and kind of get back into life.
6 weeks ago, Paul Farrow had abdominal surgery for stage 4 cancer. His doctors told him to recover at home for 10 to 12 weeks. He's not that patient.
I lasted 5.5. The energy I get from my team at the county helps me a lot.
Farrow and his team are currently working on the 2026 budget. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
New details about that boat. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson is ready to see the abandoned boat stuck on the lakefront gone once and for all.
Yeah, I think there is a home for it. It's in the trash.
Yes, well, the mayor telling Vince Vitrano, that he's been in contact with the county executive regarding how that boat will be removed.
We did touch base about the anonymous donor that was coming in to help out with the removal, which unfortunately hasn't happened at this point right now. We haven't talked about what the county is going to do, but I mean, I wish them well. I mean, I'm agnostic about how it happens. I just want the thing gone.
One of the donors is the grandson of Daniel Hone. Milwaukee County is planning to shut down a portion of Lincoln Memorial Drive to remove the boat. So that's going to happen Tuesday. They will shut down portions of Lincoln Memorial Drive to remove the boat, weather pending.
Time for News About Your Money, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Half hour off the opening bell. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up just over 1% to 41,177. S&P 500 at 5661. That is up 58 points. And the NASDAQ is up almost 1% to 17,881. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:05.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season. Always at the best prices, guaranteed.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just at Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW5 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW5. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right. Non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update for the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers return home, continuing their stretch of games against Chicago squads, with rival Cubs coming to American Family Field tonight. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock with Brewers warm-up. It's a 7:10 first pitch on WTMJ. And the Admirals blew a 2-0 lead, came from ahead to lose in overtime to the Ice Hogs of Rockford in this opening round playoff series. Same two teams tomorrow night for Game 2 at UWM Panther Arena.
WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. Just your typical construction delays at the moment on your Friday morning. So north and southbound of 4145, you'll see those delays right around Capitol Drive and to the south in that little stretch there. And 43 northbound, same thing. It's not much. You might see a brake light or two, but you should be just fine.
Your Storm Team forecast, mostly cloudy today with a slight chance of showers and a high of 52 degrees. More of the same overnight, low down to 39. For your weekend, a slight chance of a shower early in the afternoon, early on Saturday, rather. By the afternoon, some sunshine and a high 49 at the lake, 56 inland. Sunday looks better. Slight chance of showers late with increasing clouds, but a high of 63 degrees, a little bit cooler near the lake. Monday, partly cloudy, slight chance of showers, high 61. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high of 72 degrees, almost 10 degrees cooler by Lake Michigan. Right now at 46 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts,
Erik Bilstad
and Vince Vitrano.
It's going to be quite a summer, I would say. I think you would agree that this summer we'll have so much and more when it comes to the movies. There are, I'd say, at least a dozen must-see blockbuster movies this summer and into next fall. This one being one of them. Superman is coming out, a new reboot of Superman.
So which Superman is this? Is this like the original Superman story, or is it Superman's already established?
I think he's already established,
he's doing
but who
things
knows? Who cares, Vince? Who cares?
Right.
Just
Go
buy
see
some
Superman.
popcorn. What's curious about this, though, is that we've already seen...
Buy the corn.
We've already seen the movies ramping up. We've already seen success in the movie theaters. We were talking about that story about how, for the first time in years, 4 movies made more than $20 million. I think that was last weekend that happened. It hasn't happened in one weekend this early in the season in years. So is this the year the movie returns? And how about all those blockbusters? Joining us now, Matt Miller on WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News, a man about film. You can find him on Instagram. You can also find him on Substack, a man about films. Matt Miller. Hello, Matt.
Good morning, fellas.
This should be the year movies return, right?
That is the hope. That is the hope. We've been the phrase around movie theaters and the kind of major theater chains was survive until 25. Between the pandemic and then the strikes that happened, this year was kind of the one that they were looking at as maybe this is normalcy. Maybe this is we've arrived back. And you look at the lineup of movies coming out this summer, and it does kind of feel that way. Not only with the big, blockbuster franchises that people know and recognize, your Supermans, your Marvel movies, your Jurassic Worlds, but it also looks like there's some really interesting kind of original movies in the mix there as well. A24 has a lot of movies that kind of look different and interesting and aren't related to brands and stuff like that. And you've got really interesting horror movies in the mix, a sequel to 28 Days Later that looks really exciting, and a few other movies. Pixar making an original movie again, not a sequel, not just another movie that you've seen 10 years ago, an original Pixar movie again. So, yeah, this is one of the more exciting summers we've seen in a while, and I hope the movies are themselves are as good as the excitement level is for a lot of them right now.
Well, that's always the thing.
And I do think that's kind of the thing we're learning, and Hollywood is learning right now, is you can't kind of half-heart your way to $1 billion at the box office anymore. There was a phase where, the Transformers movies could make $1 billion worldwide for movies that no one really wanted anymore. Those later Pirates movies made $1 billion and no one really likes them all that much. That era of kind of stumbling your way to $1 billion at the box office, I don't think that's around anymore. You have to give audiences a reason to go to the theater. You have to give them something exciting and new. And I look at this year at the summer box office, and I think we've got that this year. I think we've got some exciting looking stuff that I hope audiences are going to be excited about.
Talking with Matt Miller, a man about film this morning. Matt, does the movie theater need to survive for the movie industry to survive? As we get bigger TVs at home and streaming and all the other things, what we're talking about here is this the summer that everybody goes back en masse to watch more movies in the theater? But you understand where my question's coming from.
Yeah, and I do think we still need movies and movie theaters. I think, movies are an American storytelling format. I think they're really important. I think we see with TV, with a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, we made an 8-hour movie. Well, your 8-hour movie stinks. It should have been a 2-hour movie. It should have been
2.5.
Yes.
Like, how many times have you watched a prestige TV show and you're like, this thing got dragged out. This thing could have nicely fit inside 120 minutes. And then I also think that we need movie theaters because, when you're at home, how much are you really giving yourself to the story? How much are you really immersing yourself in the story, allowing yourself to fall into it? Whereas at a movie theater, you are giving yourself over to a movie. You are allowing yourself to go somewhere else, to let your brain travel into a story. And it's just not the same at home when, the dog starts barking or, your phone, I guess I can check my email during the slow part. And obviously you've got some people checking their phones and stuff in movie theaters, but you're not supposed to do that. But and I also think it's important to experience art with other people. Watching a comedy at home alone on your couch is sad. I don't enjoy it. I like laughing with a group of people in the movie theater. I like seeing a movie where everyone's reacting at the same time to an exciting moment. Right now the Milwaukee Film Festival is going on, and the experience of being in a crowded room of people all reacting at the same time, sometimes differently in the case of, some people laughing, some people being shocked, that's what makes movies exciting, this kind of group reaction to something, that energy in the theater. It is more than just, a building that holds these movies. It's a chance to experience something with other people.
I want to ask you about the film festival in a second here. Sandy Max threw us some awesome suggestions on Thursday about where to go to. I want to get your suggestions with a week left. But I'm going to rattle off a couple of these films. Just curious, your prediction on which one is going to be the most successful. And maybe that's a tough question to answer because you can define success in different ways. But listen to this lineup. We have Thunderbolts coming out this weekend. That's that Marvel one. We got another Final Destination. We got Mission Impossible. That's a Tom Cruise flick coming out in a couple of weeks. Lilo and Stitch.
The final Mission Impossible.
Yeah, the last one, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Karate Kid, Ballerina, which is a John Wick spinoff, How to Train Your Dragon, 28 years later, F1, which is with Brad Pitt, Megan 2.0, Fantastic Four, Naked Gun, Freakier Friday. Don't forget we have another Wicked coming out too. At the end of the day, which movie do you think is the blockbuster of all blockbusters in 2025?
I think the movie that makes the most at the box office, I'm going to guess Fantastic Four. I think a lot of people have been excited about a good Marvel MCU Fantastic Four movie. It's got a very exciting cast with Pedro Pascal and the guy from Stranger Things, and what's his name from The Bear as well. Really good cast. What's hard to predict is if these movies don't get good reviews, if these movies aren't good, then that box office takes a hit because, again, you can't trick audiences into seeing these movies. Word of mouth gets around fast. We see now that, by the opening weekend Sunday, these movies fall off a cliff if they're really bad. Joker 2 last year, just their opening weekend box office died. So as long as these movies get good write-ups and that people who are going to see them are coming out and saying, wow, that was really good, you can build that box office. But if it's bad, if people are like, what am I watching here, then that thing can fall through the floor really fast. But yeah, I'm gonna say Fantastic Four, and I think Jurassic World. You should always bet on dinosaurs. Yeah. Dinosaurs are cool. Even the bad Jurassic Park movies are awesome because dinosaurs are awesome. So I'm gonna bet Jurassic World does well as well.
Talking with Matt Miller, a man about film. So Matt, Erik and I have talked about every year I say I'm going to go to the film festival this year, and yet somehow I don't get there. And I think part of it might be an anxiety over there's so many films and how do I know which ones to go to and all of that stuff. So do you have a couple of picks for the weekend here as we start to close out the Festival of 25?
Yeah, absolutely. And I totally understand. It's 14 days and more than 200 movies. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. But I think if you're a fan of sports, I think you'd really like The Diamond King, which is a documentary about the Baseball Hall of Fame's official artist. He has been their official artist for decades. And he also did the paintings for Donruss Diamond King baseball cards. So if you're a baseball fan, I think that one's definitely worth checking out. That one's got 2 more screenings to go as well. I think if you're a fan of romantic comedies, the closing night movie, Jane Austen Wrecked My Life, really fun title, and I've heard really good things about that one as well. Rom-com about a wannabe author who gets caught up in a Jane Austen-esque romantic triangle situation. I think that one's worth trying out. And then if you're kind of an action horror fan, there's a movie called 40 Acres that is going to be screening tonight for the first time. That is about, a family living on this kind of hidden ranch, and all of a sudden they have these visitors trying to take their land from them. I've heard really good things about that. It stars Danielle Deadwyler, who's been almost nominated for an Oscar 2 years in a row. You also saw her in Carry On last year on Netflix. She was the kind of FBI agent who has that awesome car fight scene in that Netflix action movie. So she's got another awesome movie here called 40 Acres. So yeah, there's a ton of great stuff. That is just 3 movies at the film festival. There are at least, there are so many other interesting ones, from dramas to documentaries to movies for the kids, for movies that are very much not for kids, showing late at night. So I would definitely check out mkfilm.org. I have a full list of my recommendations on my Substack as well. As I always say, if you can't find something that interests you, you might just not have interest. So.
That's a great line. You may not be interested in anything at all.
Or you know what you could see, Vince? You could go see Rust. That opens tonight. The Alec Baldwin shooting the cinematographer movie. Fascinating that they're going to go ahead and release that.
I will say there's a very good documentary, I believe it's on Peacock or Hulu, called Last Take, about everything that happened with that movie and kind of gets into why they finished the movie and are releasing the movie. If you're going to watch a thing about Rust, maybe don't watch, because I haven't heard good things about Rust, and honestly, who wants to watch that? But I would watch that documentary if you want to kind of find the story on why they're doing this.
No one does it better. A man about films. Matt Miller, you can find him on Substack. Also, I've seen you doing some video there on the old Insta. Also, nice work there.
I'm trying my best, but I think I'm coming off like a real old on there. So, but I'm trying my best.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
9:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, Nicole. Just fine.
Arvid, what's wrong with Ben?
He's in love. It's true. I'm head over heels in love.
With
Milo.
Who's Milo?
He's talking about the Milo bedroom at Penny Mustard.
You're in love with a bedroom set.
What's not to love? Milo has everything I've ever wanted and more.
Milo certainly is a handsome bedroom.
Rugged and stylish.
Old school and contemporary.
It was love at first sight.
Aw, that's sweet.
Is it, though?
And since Milo is handcrafted from solid wood, we'll always be together.
Actually, the Milo bedroom is built to last for generations.
So you're saying there's someone else?
Well, yes, eventually.
Oh, Milo, how could you?
Fall in love with the Milo bedroom, featuring a platform bed, 6-drawer dresser, mirror, and 3-drawer nightstand, starting at $52.09 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Lovable versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Are you getting older and ready to simplify your life? Chorizo at Grace Commons in Menominee Falls is your answer. Come tour these beautiful new duplex and fourplex homes. Filled with modern amenities and designed for older adults, Chorizo is a maintenance-free community built around a central resident clubhouse that features a pickleball court, golf simulator, walking paths, and much more. Rent starts at $34.60 per month. Call today and tour Chorizo at Grace Commons, a Capri community. CapriCommunities.com.
Gonna sneak up on you. 9:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Festa Italiana will kick off now the summer festival season in Milwaukee at Meyer Festival Park. Festa took a couple of years off from being on the grounds. COVID really hit Festa Italiana in particular hard, but all the ethnic festivals had some issues recovering from that. So Festa did their own thing sort of in the third ward for a couple of years, and now we're back for the first year at Meyer Festival Park last season, but they're a May festival now. And so end of this month, last weekend in May, and actually I think June 1st is the Sunday of that weekend.
Here we go. So the season
Festa Italiana will get it started.
Yeah, we're kicking off the season.
So we had an opportunity, Erik and I did, to visit the Milwaukee World Festival, Inc., which is the umbrella organization that oversees all the festivals as they collaborate as best they can to make sure they're all healthy. Had this launch party. Basically, they have the vendors, some representatives from all of the festivals come down there and kind of give a little taste, literally, of what they're going to be doing.
Food and drink.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good idea. It's the third year they've done it. Get everybody out there, start talking about the festivals, and the thing that just oozes through from the organizers of these festivals and the volunteers is just how proud they are of their culture, of their heritage, and so grateful for the opportunity to share that with people who were interested.
It was held at the Italian Community Center. Let's go there now.
Right here in our city in Milwaukee, well over 1 million people will embrace Henry Mayer Festival Park to celebrate heritage, history, culture, and the shared desire to feel included, to be seen, valued, and loved. And for decades.
German Fest, guten Tag. Was haben wir heute?
Heute haben wir Bienenstich und auch dann Bratwurst und Sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going. No, keep going. I want more. You got to keep talking to her.
What else?
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien.
Aquí tenemos tortillas
Okay.
de harina. Las tortillas de harina se preparan con un rodillo.
Okay.
Las tortillas de maíz se preparan con la plancha.
So you said that you need to use the roller in order to create the la paya, the flour to make the tortilla.
Yes. But if you want a corn tortilla, it's made with a press.
How did my friend do on his Spanish here?
Muy bien, muy bien. Sí.
As far as I know. Festa Italiana, what's to eat here?
We have our famous Festa sausage with either giardiniera or pepperoncini, one of the signature foods of Festa.
And for dessert, please.
Well, I don't have anything Italian in front of me, but leave the gun and take the cannoli. We'll have plenty of that, and tiramisu and gelato and all the other Italian favorites.
You know what I do appreciate is that everyone who is serving the food, showing off their festival, they sent it today. They are leaning in. I mean, they're all in. Some of these folks look like they just got off the plane.
And they want you to come back. Not like you were already here. No, come on and have some more.
What is this beer that you're offering?
This is Tyszki beer. It's actually from Poland. It's not available in cans here in the States. So we actually ship it from Poland to Milwaukee just for the festival.
So what makes a Polish beer?
It has more alcohol content.
Oh, wow, we can get behind that. Right? What's to eat around here?
We have Polish sausage, both fresh and smoked, as well as pierogi.
Ooh, Black Arts Fest is serving fish.
All right, so what do we got here? What are we serving up here?
I got black and grouper with rice pilaf and crawfish and shrimp egg touffee sauce.
Is grouper an easy fish to make taste phenomenal?
Yes, it is.
Why?
It adheres to all the flavors.
Yeah.
I can make this lemon pepper. I can make it garlic. I can make it barbecue if I wanted to.
Now,
it's a very mild fish.
With every talent comes the responsibility of cooking at every meal and every family gathering. Is that what you have to do also?
Why you want to jinx me like that?
Pride Fest, Wes, what are you serving up?
We are serving a Kylie Minogue rosé, sparkling rosé, and we are doing an Aperol Spritz with her rosé. We are, believe it or not, Kylie Minogue's wine company's biggest event partnership in the United States.
It looks like you guys have been a little popular today. I don't see a lot of...
We are running a little low, but we have plenty. If you're looking for a swig, happy to pour one.
Boy, we'll be having a wee bit of Jameson then, if you have it.
Absolutely. Would you like it with Jameson and ginger, or just?
I like it with Jameson and Jameson.
I would love to get.
And here we go.
All right, now be honest. Do you think he's from Dublin?
I mean, I think you do a really good job making a pass at it.
I do a good job. Did you hear what she said? You got to have it mit kraut.
Yeah, okay. Well, what is that? That's some
it's
kind
with
of...
kraut.
Oh, it's with kraut. Okay. I thought it was just minty kraut.
Yeah. Nein, nicht Minzkraut. Das ist mit. Mit kraut.
Sorry.
Was ist los?
Lo siento. And that's
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Sarah, how are you going to do a raised vegetable garden on this tiny condo balcony?
Grab that Craftsman drill and let's hang that trellis on the ceiling.
We've got the value you need to do things your way, like select Fiskars garden hand tools, $7.99, 15% off Varathane wood stains, and Miracle Grow all-purpose garden soil 2 for $8. Plus, find value on live plants in our outdoor garden centers, now open. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profiled the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes. 16-year-old boy named Tyler Snowden.
I was in my house. I heard screaming. I seen the kid on top of the roof. The house was on fire. So I took a ladder, ran over, put the ladder up, grabbed the 4 kids, and helped the mom down the ladder. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I just took the ladder and ran.
Everyday hero on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Despite talk of tariffs and rumblings of a recession, analysts and investors were pleasantly surprised by the latest numbers on job creation.
Non-farm payroll surged ahead last month by 177,000, well ahead of analyst predictions and in line with job creation over the past year. The Bureau of Labor Statistics also reassessed and adjusted the figure for March, revising the 228,000 positions it initially reported downward to 185,000.
ABC's Jim Ryan. A key exemption on inexpensive items from China ended overnight. Things costing under $800 in value were not included in the tariffs until now. Experts say clothing, baby gear, and toys will be especially hard hit. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake has struck off the southern coast of Chile and Argentina. As of now, no reports of serious damage or injuries. Prince Harry losing his case at the British Court of Appeals for publicly funded security for him and his family when they visit the UK. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, and former employee at a Fox Point church now charged with stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the church over several years. Karen White was a former office manager at North Shore Congregational Church. Complaint says she took $35,000 dating back to 2017. White entered a not guilty plea in court Thursday.
A former Milwaukee police captain was fired this year for blocking the transfer of a sergeant whom she believed was going to take parental leave in the near future. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel is reporting Roberta Klein was found to have violated the department policies on equal employment opportunities. Terminated in January, going to appeal that firing to the city's Fire and Police Commission next week.
Due to the expected removal of the boat on the lakefront, morning drive could be interrupted next week. Lincoln Memorial due to close on Tuesday for the latest attempt to remove Deep Thought. North and southbound lanes expected to be closed between Lafayette Hill and East Tower Road from early morning to late afternoon. North Point parking lot will also close. Milwaukee County Parks says the time frame of the closure is subject to change.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Things looking good on Wall Street for a Friday morning. Right now, the Dow is up 449 to 41,202. The Nasdaq up 217 to 17,927. And the S&P is up 68 to 5672.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. Checking the roadways here on a Friday morning. Things looking good for the most part. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 all the way into downtown. No issues there. You are going to see your typical road construction delays on 4145 in both directions. Same with 43 northbound. Nothing dramatic, but you'll see the brake lights.
Mostly cloudy skies today. Slight chance of showers, high of 52 degrees. More of the same overnight with a low down to 39. Saturday, we start with a slight chance of a shower early. Then by afternoon, sunshine, high of 56 degrees, a little bit cooler near the lake. Sunday, cooler near the lake once again with a high of 63 degrees. Increasing clouds and a slight chance of a shower late. And looking ahead to the work week, Monday's high 61. Tuesday's high 72 degrees. Both of those are inland highs with temperatures cooler by Lake Michigan. Right now, 46 in Milwaukee.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala. Nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Filet mignon isn't as cheap as chopped steak, and you can't buy a yacht for the same price as a dinghy. But while they last, you can buy high-end Beauty Rest Black and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These are the best of the best, and now you can get them for way less. Like a Beauty Rest Black LX Hybrid was $3,599, but now it's just $971. Or a Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres Pillow Top was $1,093, but the floor model is just $546. Visit any employee-free Hassellus showroom and test your favorite floor model without salespeople breathing down your neck. You won't find these mattresses priced this low anywhere else. It's like buying a Lamborghini for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Only a few floor models are available at each Hassellus mattress location, and when they're gone for good. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
This morning, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is also the White House National Security Advisor. Mike Waltz is fired. Ish.
But not really.
Right? He's not out. Now, seemingly the only one to admit to any degree that he screwed up in creating that chat group on a commercial messaging app that accidentally included a news reporter and that was used to communicate U.S. military attack plans, the Signal app. You've heard, they're on the Signal app in the chat group created there. Waltz admitted the error of creating that group, said it was on his end, and it was expected that he'd get fired for it, only he didn't get fired. ABC's Catherine Falders takes us through kind of the timeline.
He was expected to leave that job as Trump's national security advisor. He was no longer going to work in the White House. So a little bit of time goes by. We haven't heard from President Trump on this. We're reporting this according to our sources who are telling us that he's expected to leave. And then we find out not only would Mike Waltz be leaving his White House post as Trump's national security advisor, but then actually Trump was nominating Mike Waltz to be the next U.S. ambassador to the UN.
So fired, not fired.
Not fired, right?
So here's how the White House is spinning it. Vice President J.D. Vance sitting down with Brett Baer on Fox News.
Why was Mike Waltz let go?
So he wasn't let go. He is being made ambassador to the United Nations, which, of course, is a Senate-confirmed position. I think you can make a good argument that it's a promotion.
You can't make a good argument.
It one?
Again, Fox News, Baer even says, why did you let him go? Like, it was what it was. Okay, so nobody's buying that. But here's the confusing part. We have debated this initially when it happened. President Trump is the "you're fired" guy.
Yeah.
It's the signature line. It's one of the things that helped him win the presidency the first time around. He's the "you're fired" guy, right?
I wonder if that tone has changed this time around.
Yes.
There's a different strategy.
So, I mean, he whacked all kinds of people on the TV show, and then in his first administration, too, you'd have people who would last days. Like their tenure was measured in days because they screwed up or they didn't like something. All right, you're fired. And he would get rid of people. So why is Waltz, who brought an embarrassment on the administration, to say the least, even if you say, well, it was an honest mistake or whatever, like it's the kind of thing you would have expected the president to immediately be like, this guy's out.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm taking care of this. He's gone.
So here's one theory from Wendy Sherman. She is former Deputy Secretary of State in the Biden administration.
It's probably a safety measure in the sense that since he's going to be nominated, he won't go telling tales out of school if he wants to get confirmed and try to stay on the good side of the president.
Aha. So her thought is, look, he's got to go before the Senate to get confirmed. If he wants a job, this other job, the suggestion here, the president doesn't want him out there doing interviews and writing a book about what's going on in the administration while he's still in office. So let's keep him close.
So keep him in the family.
Yes, keep him in the family. Whether that's true or not, that's her speculation.
Sure.
But it is at least one explanation that I can't explain beyond what we've told you. So why he's given this opportunity.
But if he has to go through confirmation again, that means he's got to sit under the spotlight.
Aha! Right. So it does open him up to a line of questioning. And Democrats will sit on whatever panel that's kicked to in the prelims and before the full Senate has a vote, and they're going to go after him and they're going to blast him.
For signal.
Right. And so remember all of that, and they will have this piece of ammunition to use. Remember, the Signal app I told you about at the start, right? Used for messaging, the group chat, all of that. Well, apparently he's still using it.
At the time, President Trump said Waltz had learned his lesson. But yesterday at the president's cabinet meeting, cameras capturing Waltz checking Signal on his phone. Chats visible with Vice President J.D. Vance, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, too. At that meeting, Waltz lavishing praise on the president, who would boot him from his job just 24 hours later.
Why?
I feel like I got to download the Signal app. Like, are there points being scored here? Does it pay you cash back?
Did the president get something out of this? Is there like some kind of investment he's got in this? Hey, I need all of you in the cabinet on Signal.
Reminds me of my kids with Snap Streaks. Remember I told you about that? Where like you have to maintain the streak for how long you've gone, how many days in a row you've snapped someone back, and there was like this sort of...
And if you break that streak, you can like pay
money to restore it and all sorts of stuff. But like what is the motivation or the connection with this app? Is it that good that after this scandal, you can't just say, all right, everybody delete this from your phones. We're done here with this. We won't get caught doing this again. No, still on it. I don't get it. I think you and I, we should start a little Signal chat here.
Yes.
No scandal there.
Maybe we accidentally add people to it.
Right. 9:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News. The Pancake Breakfast Special returns, and it is next.
The I-94 rivalry is more than just bragging rights. Get to the ballpark for Brewers-Cubs action May 2nd through the 4th and spend Friday and Saturday night under the lights. And help the Crew defend American Family Field and the National League Central Crown.
That's your ball game!
Then pack the park for Sunday matinee baseball at the May 4th series finale. And take advantage of the Sunday Fun Day bundle. Get your tickets now at Brewers.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
For people with disabilities, an opportunity can make all the difference. Get help navigating the transition into adulthood, employment, housing, healthcare, and more with Thinkability Wisconsin, a resource hub that empowers people with disabilities.
So this job makes me feel very confident. My goal is always to grow myself and learn new things.
Live life to the fullest. It all starts when you say yes. Contact a Thinkability Navigator to get help at thinkabilitywi.org.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek. Have you been to the Hounds and Tap yet? In Menominee Falls, this state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the indoor-outdoor tavern, let your dogs hang out. You can even book professional grooming services, from pedicures to full spa treatments. Every day is a play day at the Hounds and Tap. Hang out with your dog and others, or drop your dog off for doggy daycare or doggy boarding services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
9:45 here on a Friday morning. Each week we meet after every program. Everybody gets together, we talk about the next day. What should we talk about tomorrow? What's happening in the news? What are the things that we want to put together? And not all of it makes it up into the final rundown of this here program. So Greg Pancake Hill, who got his nickname because he used to work at the Pancake House, a now bulldozed restaurant on the south side.
Ever since I left.
I mean, the place just went downhill after that. We asked Greg Pancake Hill to whip up a little something with the leftovers in a segment we call the Pancake Breakfast Special.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
I just want to kind of make clear at this point, we really don't plan to take this any further. In fact, didn't plan to talk about it today again.
You may not have, but I sure do. Tell you what, fellas, the debate ends here. Now, you may not know, just in case, there has been a debate that's made its way across the internet basically all week. And in the true inexplicable fashion of the internet, the scenario was somehow posed with one simple question. Who would win in a fight? 100 men or one gorilla? And it was so hot that we asked all the cast of characters on Wisconsin's Morning News, including Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky.
100 men win, I think.
Wow.
I think 100 men, as long as they all went at him at once and they, clung on to him. You have to have a game plan. You got to have a game plan.
All right, so we got the weatherman perspective. That's covered. We got that angle covered. How about a former professional athlete, Packers Hall of Famer, and half of the pair of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN and ESPN Wisconsin, Mark Tauscher?
I think this all comes down to who are your 100 men. I don't think we realize how strong a gorilla is.
we even gave it to the Brewers brass, general manager and senior VP of the Milwaukee Brewers, Matt Arnold.
I got probably 100 guys just being able to surround the gorilla, but it's gonna be a rough afternoon for a lot of those guys.
So many qualifiers, and of course,
sounded like he was talking about it was a rough outing for those guys. He only went 2 1/3.
An important soundbite is where you can play it in multiple scenarios, and of course, listener Kevin thinks that we should even go deeper than that.
Maybe interview someone from the Milwaukee County Zoo. I am curious as to what an expert would say. Going further, maybe interview someone from the police department or the United States Marine Corps to see what they think 100 men could do.
The Marine Corps.
I enjoy the show. Thanks, Kevin.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, short of asking Sean Wentz, which has been asked multiple times on the text line, by the way. I just want to go on record saying that. We're pretty covered. Now, I know Vince said we're done with this, but here's one thing that we didn't ask. We didn't ask science, okay? So let's get down to the numbers. First, before that, I need everyone to establish their stance on where they stand with the 100 men versus gorilla argument.
I'm with the men.
With the men.
I'm all gorilla.
All
you
gorilla.
You guys are nuts.
All right, well, let's nerd out.
Gorilla wins.
Let's nerd out.
Let's get those nerds!
Okay, let's talk strength. According to the environmentalblog.org, the lifting power of a silverback gorilla is capable of lifting over 1,700 pounds. The world record for the human man is 1,100 pounds. That's an average silverback gorilla compared to the world record holder man, okay? The grip strength of a human, 100 to 200 plus pounds. Pretty good, not bad. A gorilla, over 400 pounds of grip strength. Their bite, maybe we'll choke the gorilla. Yeah, pounds per square inch. Humans, 152. Gorillas, 13 pounds per square inch. 1,300 pounds per square inch. That's quite a bite. Now, let's talk speed. Humans, they can be faster than gorillas. If your name is Usain Bolt, who topped at 27 miles per hour. An average silverback gorilla tops at 25 miles per hour. Now that is booking it. Now let's talk about the 100 men. Please explain to me what you think the average human is for the American man. Give me stats.
5'8", 170.
Yeah, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm 5'10", $185.
Okay, right. So you would think, when I'm thinking average dude, because I am a below average dude, I'm thinking maybe 6 foot,
No way,
5.
no.
Yeah, I thought that was too tall. I didn't think that was too tall. According to the CDC, that CDC, the average American man, this is either gonna be really tough or really friendly for you. He comes in at 5 foot 9 inches tall, 199.8 pounds, and a waist of 40 inches. Now,
right there.
I'm not clowning. I'm not the tall guy and all, but a lot different from what I pictured as the average American man. So you're going to have 100 of these guys take on one of that gorilla. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm not trying to convince you. All I'm trying to do is to end the debate. It's the gorilla, okay? It's the gorilla. Do you need more stats? It doesn't matter, man. It's the gorilla. And if you want it, there's a bunch of modulators on the internet that show what exactly it would look like according to AI and science. So if you agree, great. If you're on the fence, I don't know what to tell you. I guess all that we can do is just take Brewers manager Pat Murphy's best advice.
I'll never think about this again. When I hear the guys talking about it.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Maybe you don't need a new garage door. You just need to keep the door you love looking good, functioning well. Vince Vitrano here for Lifetime Door Company, installers of my beautiful new garage door. And I want to keep it that way. Was talking with my friend Rick Burr over at Lifetime the other day, and he told me it's really important. You need to keep all those moving parts and your spring lubricated. Now, Rick can send a crew out from Lifetime anytime to take care of it. But if you're going to do it yourself, here's what he recommends. So don't take off any parts. Leave that to the experts. The spray will get in there just fine. He wants you to use a silicone-based lubricant 4 times a year. Now, here's how easy we can make that for you. If you need a can, stop by the showroom at 124th and Burleigh. Tell them Vinny sent you, and they'll give you a can for free. Lifetime Door Company, lifetimedoor.net.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Want to stay up to date with the crew?
Jose Quintana threw 5 innings, his 6th strikeout of this game, all 6 looking.
Tune in to Brewers Extra Innings with Dominic Cotroneo after every game.
To start off 4-0 with an ERA under 1.5, and I just continue to fall back on the word professional. He's a professional, and he knows how to get it done.
Or listen anytime on the Brewers All Access podcast feed. We are your home of the Brewers. WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Come with me now.
Coming up on 9:54, Wisconsin's Morning News. I want you to listen closely to something, because this is a story that we're going to have to pay attention to in the coming days. This is Milwaukee Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius. She's new, talking about the lead remediation efforts, talking about the need for MPS to now perform maintenance that it long should have been doing over the last several decades. That got so out of control we have to close schools because kids can't breathe the air due to lead dust in them. Well, listen closely to this cut here from Dr. Caselius.
We have children centered in every decision that we make, and their safety is our top priority. But we have to get to a point of having a conversation with our community about rebuilds.
What'd you hear there?
Rebuilds?
Is she talking about building new schools? Is she talking about building new schools in MPS? MPS doesn't have a dime to its name. How are you even going to begin that conversation? I'm not saying she's wrong.
Right, I was going to say, what do you do if if the numbers play out where some of these buildings, it costs more to try to maintain them than take them down and rebuild.
That just raised an alarm bell in me, like, whoa, if that's what we're talking about, if that's where the conversation is headed, I don't know, is MPS in real trouble, more trouble than we originally thought? Because again, they just passed a $250 million referendum. I have people who live in the city, people I know, they say their property taxes went up $1,000. The MPS portion of their property tax, $1,000.
Now, to be fair, she didn't ask or say, hey, this is going to happen, or that we're going to demand this or anything like that.
I just wanted to put it on your radar.
She's very candid.
If you're starting to hear that now, it's going to be a growing drumbeat, and pretty soon it's going to be, well, what do you want to do? What do you want us to do? We have all these schools that we have to rebuild.
Right.
That is an entirely different conversation. So I just throw it out there. That was one of those things where you hear it and you're like, is this where we're headed? And it may very well be.
So happening right now, the Lake Express,
already, right?
really? Does it arrive this quick?
2.5 hours, yeah.
All right.
I know what you were talking about Lake Express Ferry, yeah?
So the first ride across the lake of the season, they left the dock at like 6:01, or not even, it was like 5:58. And they would be in Muskegon as of now.
I thought this was a good idea. So what we did was, since the Lake Express, its maiden voyage of the season is today. So passengers and cars and whatnot on board on its way to Muskegon. They were going to shove off just after 6, as Erik indicated. And I said, hey, let's talk to somebody live there on the ship.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be kind of cool, right? And was hoping that we might even be able to hear from the captain.
Well, and then it kind of spiraled from there. A little disappointed. So we talked to the VP over there at Lake Express Ferry, who was
Aaron Schultz,
and asked him a series of questions. Just, I don't know, just humor us a little bit. But here's what we got.
Are you near the bridge, Aaron? Like, is the captain available?
I have the captain here. I think he's working on some checks here. So, but I'm sitting next to him.
Can you have him like shout something at us
or honk the horn?
Oh yeah, can you ask him to fire up the horn?
Maybe I can get him to make a horn sound. But yeah, I think we're a little occupied.
Oh, so there are things going on.
Oh, man.
I guess he's captaining the vessel.
Don't you just push it straight east?
So, yeah, we're everything's going well.
I just wanted him to blow the horn.
What's the problem?
I just wanted the captain to say, ahoy, matey, something.
Like, what was happening
to your
there?
Point, isn't it pretty clear between here and Muskegon for a bit?
You wondered if maybe he was in his office and not even on the boat.
Oh, yeah, captain's right here. Yeah, let's hear from him. Uh-oh.
He's sitting in his Honda. He's not even on the boat.
So an otherwise good program today, I list that as the most disappointing part of the show. Right out of the gate, no less.
Not saying he wasn't on the boat, just saying. Wow.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry up next.
Miss any part of the show? Get the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast sent directly to you. Text Vince to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities,